Okay, hello everybody. Thank you for joining us for today's Broken World Chronicles live stream. Now, there's all kinds of things going on, and if you are new to the show, this does contain spoilers. So be prepared for that, as for the next half hour I take you through my plan for today's episode, and so we look at how to unpack that. Then the show will start, the actual role-playing section of it will start on the hour, so hang around for that if you want to watch that. Otherwise, let's move forward, come back again on the hour to watch the actual show itself. So right, let's get straight into it. Last week we had a player missing, and I believe he's back today. I haven't seen him online yet. That's not a problem. He sometimes comes in a little bit late. There's no point in him sitting for half an hour whilst I waffle through what I'm going to be doing for the show. He's not allowed to watch it anyway. So, yeah, that's where we were. We had a player down. So what we did was we did a time jumping thing, fractured time. McCready, who is the supposed gnomish sorcerer who's been tinkering around in the McCready ranch, has, or at least was discovered to have not been a gnome at all, but a half-elf. Why? Because I used the wrong accent. That's the bottom line. That is quite literally the bottom line. I should have done the Texan drawl, and for some unknown reason my brain didn't do it. It went into something else, so his race changed. That's not to say that all gnomes have to have the Texan kind of drawl. It's just, that's what happened, and that's what sometimes happens in my head. It's like, this is the plan. Or no, if we go in that different direction. And so you just roll with it. So he's a half-elf, or he's an elf anyway, that's tinkering around with time. What was interesting about last week's session is that there were things done by the players, or at least by their characters, which I had forgotten about in the confusion of it all. I mean, there were certain things that they had done. Now, the show kind of concluded where we were back at where we were in episode 10, where everybody was sort of fallen down a cliff and was basically struggling to survive. Now, so that kind of wrapped it up, and I had sort of put it away. Then someone on Discord said to me, well, actually, do you remember, do you know, do you comprehend, do you understand the chaos that could possibly have ensued because of a certain action that the one player took? And, well, yes, it's interesting that when you then look at it and you go, well, yes, what does that mean? Actually, well, it means all kinds of things. What was the action that I'm talking about? Well, if you recall, there was a very tense moment where FLINT was in the courtyard of the rancher's compound, and there was a tree, a rather mysterious tree, that had been brought here from somewhere. Now, we don't know where that tree came from necessarily, but it certainly didn't seem to be as if it was from the gnomish territories. It was too healthy and too bizarre. FLINT walked around that tree and placed 6 rough stones. Those are the stones that allow people to jump from one dimension to the other. He placed 6 rough stones around that tree. Now, he left before anybody else did. I see that someone's saying the stream has paused. Has it? Has it? Please tell me it hasn't. No, it's still going well here. Never mind, it's back. Okay, all right, fine, I'll carry on. So he placed rough stones around the tree before he, before this whole thing kind of rocketed through to the end. And what's the result of that? What is the result of that? Well, it starts to raise into account the idea of time travel. And I'm not going to go into too much about time travel because there's all kinds of other things and films and TV shows that deal with time travel. It gets awfully complicated, but it is a wonderful, wonderful MacGuffin that allows us to do all kinds of weird and wonderful things. So the characters are arguably now going to try and defeat the McCready character. They now have some knowledge about what's inside the compound. That was one of my primary goals with last week, by the way. The whole idea of putting them back in time was so that they could go and get some information that would help them in their present time. This is the important thing. The idea is Okay, now what are they going to do now that they know that there is this psychopath inside the MacReady Ranch who is going to be bending time, and that there is this large mechanical beast outside who quite possibly could just kill them all. This really powerful Ironforge who is under the control of MacReady. It's all coming to a head. It's very interesting now, and this is the, I don't know how to put this. This is the sad, happy part. This is the reality, unfortunately, of role-playing as well. We'd always maintained that Broken World Chronicles was going to be 12 episodes long, and that was the original plan. I had then said, okay, well, maybe we can extend that in my enthusiasm and my joy of playing with these wonderful, wonderful players. I really enjoy playing with these guys. It appears as if I miscalculated the amount of time that I have. I need some rough stones and a dimensional portal so that I can create more time in my life. May and June are incredibly hectic for me as a creator, not only for doing content for the YouTube channel, but I'm also writing a book. Well, yeah, it is a book. There's no other way to describe it. I'm writing a book for a games company, Carbon 2185. If you don't know about that game yet, it was launched on Kickstarter very successfully. They reached a whole bunch of stretch goals. It's a D20 cyberpunk system. I was selected out of all of the writers that submitted proposals to do the Tokyo rulebook, basically. So you get the Carbon 21 basic rules, and then you get the Tokyo setting, then there's a London setting, I think there's a New York setting as well. I was chosen to write the Tokyo setting. That deadline is the middle of May. We're getting there. It's nearly done. Nearly done. Nearly done. Anyway, so there's a lot going on, and then of course there's Ghosts of Saltmarsh, which is coming out on the 25th, and that, of course, is being run through Dungeons and Dragons themselves. They were WotC commissioned us. That's Wizards of the Coast commissioned How to Be a Great GM to actually run that for them. And there's a lot of prep work. And as with a lot of instances where you've got lots of people involved, there have been some delays, naturally, which we take into account. But we are now only 25 days away from the actual show launching. So I've got a lot of work to do there. Anyway, that's a long set of excuses. But today is going to be the last of the Broken World Chronicles episodes. For now, I have asked everybody, I've said, listen, if we stop here, this is our 12 episode break. This is our point where we said, okay, let's stop here. This is great. Moving forward, I said, okay, well, we can probably resume this in August once everything is done. We've got Gen Con coming up as well, and that ends in August. That's 5th of August. That's the last day of Gen Con. So there's just so much going on. There's so much going on, and I don't want to be split between all of these different things going, okay, wait, what am I doing now? Are we playing in Tokyo? Are we Salt Marshing? Are we Broken World Chronicles? I want to make sure that my focus is on each of the games that I run. So I've cut back, I've reduced the workload in terms of all of the different games I'm running, because I really want to make sure that the games are as entertaining as they possibly can, as well as being fresh and exciting and original. So today's the last episode. Now, we definitely want to come back, and so there is definitely an opportunity for that to happen. What that means, though, and I think this is something that's very useful for everybody who is running a campaign and then life happens. This is a case of real life getting in the way. It's ironic. My day job is playing Dungeons and Dragons and talking about, role playing and storytelling and all that kind of stuff. The irony is that I don't have enough time to do that. Role play and play games. It's a bittersweet irony, which it does happen. So in this instance, I am faced with two options. Either I can try and rapidly wrap up the situation, and this is a case of where my plan for the 12 episodes, we spent a lot of time on sort of the character backgrounds and stuff, which was great. I think it's absolutely wonderful. As a season 1 kind of space, I think we've started to get to know the characters. So I quite like that. And I want to see where each of them goes. Valoria has started to evolve into this very protective, very motherly kind of space, but also quite a good leader of the entire group. I want to see more of that. What about Flint? Flint is now starting to come into his own in terms of where he's going and in terms of what he's doing. We're starting to find out more about these Ironborn So that's a very interesting story too. And of course, we then have Warren, whom I think at the beginning of the show, everyone was like, what the hell is this little creature? Just kill it and put it out of its misery. Pillow over their head late at night, and that's it, done. And slowly we've started to see Warren evolve and change and grow as a character. And I think that is a wonderful journey that we need to continue to explore. So the plan is, after August, I will be back in Japan. I will no longer be traveling all over the planet for Gen Con and the like, and then we can resume Broken World Chronicles if there is enough, people saying, oh, where is it? So that's the long and short of it. What do I then do in this session? I can't wrap up the clack clack door in this session. I can't wrap up pretty much any of the major narratives that are running through. So all that I am left with is to then say, okay, let us then look at how do we keep this so that the players want to come back. Now, ultimately, obviously the show is for you guys as well. We enjoy playing the game, and I want to make sure that the players, when we end this, at the moment they're all kind of going, well, we hate your guts because you're ending the show early and we were all having so much fun. So yes, absolutely. But how do I get them to want to come back? What can I do to end it so that it's one of these, we need more. I think that something that is definitely on the cards. We've started to explore it, and it was almost an evolution of the narrative, because the Clack Clack Door was supposed to be the main focus for this first season, and they kind of got pushed out of the side once we basically had the first mission, and then things kind of went off in different directions. I absolutely love the directions that they went off in, don't get me wrong. We've seen now that there's this hub in the Broken Worlds space, and the hub is controlled by the first shifters, the first people to find the hub and to start to use it as their own. So the mystery around this hub, there's a lot of things going on. We've got Warren's warning that we don't, he mustn't find out about the registry because otherwise he's going to go off to try and solve the problem, and that causes all kinds of things. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff going on in that hub. We also spoke about the players wanting to have a chance to meet their own evil doppelganger version from a different universe, a different reality. So there's that I can pull on. We can then also look at the idea of, okay, well, the MacReady thing needs to be solved. How does that get solved? And I think that's, again, a further interesting idea. Finally, there is this tree that has had rough stones placed around it. What is the outcome of that tree? That's an interesting story for me, because it was raised by a fan in Discord. They're like, hey, what happened to the tree? And I was like, yes, what did happen to the tree? That's an interesting line for us to take as well. So we've got all of these different stories that we can bring together, and then each and every single one of them, as far as I can see, leaves us on a great cliffhanger. It gives the potential for that. So what then do we do for the 2-hour session? Well, we've got the MacReady resolution, and I don't know what the players are planning there. They might try and storm the place. They're heavily injured. They need to think about their plan. They need to unpack this thing and really develop it and take it to the right place. Well, let's see the right place. So that might take some time. We've got then the opportunity to then unpack that. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to try and do it in a way that the tree is linked to the hub. And that's going to cause some major issues, which I think is going to be a lot of fun for the players to interact with. And it's going to give them what they want. Now, remember, on the channel, one of the things that I talk about is you listen to your players. You listen to what your players want, and then you give it to them. But you give it to them in an incredibly unusual way, or you give it to them just when they don't expect that you're going to give it to them in. Or you give it to them in a way that they go, I don't want this anymore. Take it back. Except that they do want it, because everyone likes to be tortured when you're a player, right? Anyway, so there is that as well, and yeah, so there's that to contemplate and cogitate. I think that's a lot of fun to explore. That's going to be my plan. I am going to do. I'm looking at the time. Yeah. So well. New life for the tree. You are Diablo Bob, who's talking about the new life. The tree represents new life, tree of destruction, that kind of thing. I think you're gonna enjoy what I have up my sleeve here, because it's gonna turn a lot of things on their head at the end of the show. So we're gonna discover something that previously wasn't even hinted at, in a way that I think people are going to enjoy it. So I'm not going to, I know I said this is spoilers, but I'm not going to spoil it for you guys as well. You've been on this journey with me now for 12 shows, seeing what's going on, seeing how this has been unpacked. I've got one more world that was submitted by one of our patrons, and I have to say at this moment, thank you to our patrons, because we have been raising money every month, and the crew, they don't know this yet, but we have raised quite a nice little amount to send through to the crew to say, or to the cast anyway, to say thank you for taking their time and for participating. So that's a lot of fun. Always good to be able to do that and yeah, say thank you basically. So thank you to all of you who have supported the show in that way. Okay, we've got 10 minutes to go before the show starts. I think that the best thing for you to contemplate are the following 3 things. See if you can figure out what's going on in my head. Post-apocalyptic. That's all I'm going to say. The future correcting the past. Okay. So, and it has nothing to do with last week's episode, by the way. The innocent wrongly convicted. Those are the 3 things to think about. The future correcting the past, innocent wrongly convicted, and post-apocalyptic. Think about how you can combine those 3 things together and how you would possibly use that to finish off this particular speed. So the question here from Lance Pickett. So Guy, does time float the same rate and in the same direction in different dimensions? That's a very good question, and I have to answer that based on my very poor understanding of multiple dimensions, as based on the idea of quantum entanglement. As far as I am concerned, each dimension has its own timeline, and the timeline is busy running at its own speed. However, the speed initiates at the time that that dimension is created. So although time runs at the same time, a second in one dimension is the same as a second in another, the entire thing is offset. So a universe that started at 0 time will have an hour of duration. Another universe that started at 5 minutes past the 0 hour will have 55 minutes of duration up to that first hour. So in other words, the timing is offset. Sorry, not 55 minutes. They will have an hour. So there's going to be this offset. So time is not, how can I put it? Let me try and think of different ways of looking at this. It's like hose pipes. If you've got 5 hose pipes lined up and you turn the first hose pipe on, water is coming out. The water hitting the wall that you've aimed these hose pipes at is going to be hitting it at the same rate for all of the hose pipes. But the first one hits the wall first, and then the next one, the next one, the next one, the next one, as you turn them on sequentially. So they're all getting the same amount of water, it's just getting to them at different times. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. Anyway, so yeah, time is parallel, but not necessarily in sync. So much better said, Diablo Bob, thank you for that. So time is parallel, but not in sync, So that is something to bear in mind. And then there is a question about the dragon lion symbol. And to answer your question, yes, those 3 things do have something to do with that. So look out for that in the show. It's a seed that was there from quite a long time ago, as a matter of fact. So it is something to contemplate. And yes, I'm glad that you mentioned that. It's interesting, as I was saying in Discord, having viewers as well as having my players and having my regular game. where we have these extra eyes watching and remembering, and so yes, it's interesting. It's interesting to be able to get that information in and then be able to use it and take it and abuse it, I suppose you could say. Anyway, so yeah, we've got 5 minutes, give or take, to the show. Think about it: post-apocalyptic, wrongfully accused, or the innocent accused falsely or incorrectly. What was the third piece? Oh my god, it's gone under my head. Uh, uh, the future trying to right the past for a wrong. Yeah, so I think that should be fun. Now, what I need to do. Is I need to go and write something very quickly. I've just realized that my players, in order to be able to do this, are going to need a little piece of text each. So I'm going to put you. Oh, I do hate that. I am working on a new holding screen, by the way, for the channel. So just bear that in mind. So I am working on a new holding screen for the channel, but that again takes time. It's time. I really wish I had one of those crystal rods that I could turn and twist and jump back in time and just get an extra couple hours every day, because there's just not enough time. We need more time. Okay, I'm going to leave you for 5 minutes while I go and send these messages to the players, and we'll catch you on the hour for the Broken World Chronicles. Stay with us. There we go. and welcome to me, and once again a broken layout. I don't know what happened. It was fine. It was fine. This is why. Okay.
Did you change the size of the zoom window?
I'm a ninja.
No, I didn't change the size of the zoom window. I don't know. It's opened up all sorts of weird, wonderful things. Okay, I'm just gonna.
Guy needed to make room for my ego, just to. That's all it was.
Great, well, your ego's overflowing to my space, so get the fuck out.
Get out of my space.
All right.
Wait, Kai, move halfway through. Move halfway in. See, now it's like my car.
Oh my god.
Ah!
That's a terrible thing. That's
Sort of a hybrid
thing.
You give me Keiko.
Yep.
Keiko.
Yep, it's like an episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Oh dear god.
You mean my Keiko?
Oh god.
My Keiko.
My Keiko. That's terrible. That's terrible. And Freddie, it's
That's
not
okay.
even showing Freddie. I don't know why.
Freddie looks like he's hiding behind that pillar. I was like,
I don't know what happened. That's so weird. Sorry, everybody. Well, it wouldn't be a show that I'm running if it went normally, right?
yep. This is the real reason why we call it the Broken World Chronicles.
Yes, it is.
It always starts out broken. It's the short I've ever had. One time it worked out.
Maybe there's someone hum a tune or something, just distract the audience so that they don't notice what's going on.
Well, actually, I've got a little bit of news for Gen Con on my end of things, if people are interested.
Yes, go for it.
I will be running 2 games that I will be GMing at Gen Con this year. I'll be going to be running 2 games. One is going to be Through the Breach, which is a game that I played with Guy a while back. It's kind of like a cowboy western thing with playing cards instead of dice.
You can
Very
see it
cool.
on the channel, right?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, the YouTube channel should have. It should still be up. Yeah, and that was actually really nice. It I think got like 2,000 views. Yay! So keep going, more people. Because basically, if we get enough interest in that, I'm actually going to be keeping on bugging Guy about making a regular Through the Breach show for Great GM Channel. So
he says this after I have told the world that I don't have enough time to run my own shows, let alone anybody.
That's it. I'm just going to drag it. You know me.
More. You don't need to sleep.
Yeah, exactly. You know me. I'm literally going to go to the US and I'm going to just make him do it. That's exactly what's going to happen. So the more of you that watch it, the more I'll have to basically pressure Guy and Derek to make that happen. So keep watching it. Even if you watched it 10, 20 times, send it to your grandmother who doesn't speak English. Make her watch it. Everyone watches it. The second show, the second game that I'll be running at Gen Con will be a 5th edition game where you guys will be able to play members of Mutaru's crew from the Windswift on an adventure that takes place after he had left the Windswift itself aboard the Jade Gorgon, which is a Chungdai ship. So if you are a fan of the Windswift and wanted to sort of know what happened to our big lovable bovine friend, then I will be letting you guys know what happened come Gen Con. So yeah, you can come say hi, hang out, and play a game of that. So it should be a lot of fun.
If we're just kind of dealing with, I need to take this hood off because this is going to be really hot today. Especially. Is
it warmer you are?
It is. It's getting warmer, and this little night outfit is a hoodie. So I'm just like, oh yeah.
All right, I'm gonna ask the Scottish question. What's under the hoodie?
What's under the? I mean, it's just this. That's why I have to hide these.
I mean, like
the hoodie.
I mean,
do you have fur on your chest?
Yeah.
I do. I have.
Not that kind of show.
Boxers or briefs.
Oh, you fixed it?
50 Shades of Wolf story.
It's all fixed now.
Yay! Oh no! I gotta put this back up.
No, it's all right. It's all right. I think we can live with it. Don't overheat. We don't want you to overheat. Okay, I think it's all fixed now. That means we can actually start the damn show. I have a holiday. No, I don't. I just need to learn how to use the bloody program. Right. So there we go. So I need to drop the word "so." I use the word "so" too often.
Guy, are we actually really crowded? Are we really loud again? Because a lot of people are saying that we're super loud in the stream. I'm gonna listen back to it right now.
Yeah, you are.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hell.
I'm super loud normally, so I can't even imagine what they're hearing from me right now.
That's okay. I think this should be better if you guys can just talk while I reset the picture again.
And we're talking at once.
Dum 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 dum.
I think everyone should be okay.
Put that kid back where it came from. Also, help me.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I actually wanted to do that.
There we go. That's a bit better. Now we don't look like we're sitting on top of each other. Okay. Yeah, welcome to the show. Let's go. If you cast your minds back, I'm still quiet. I've never been accused of that. Let's just do that. How about that? How about that now? Is that okay? Is that better? Is that better? This is why you find in a few minutes after the show starts. Yes. This is. I was doing my pre-show thing. I've got to work out how to do that a little bit better. Maybe it's like the pre-show and then half an hour to an hour in between the pre-show and then the actual show. Anyway, we'll get there. We'll figure it out.
We should just have a little hat with improvisation games that with three of us play while you do the tech rehearsal, just for entertainment value.
Kind of like that.
Or we could DM each other like every single time. Wait for guy to finish. Like I'll DM you two, then Mike DM us two.
Right.
DM us.
Or we could like actually do like an audio commentary of Guy trying to fix the stream and just like do it like we're GMing him. It's like, oh, Guy makes a tech check. Nope, he's failed. The audio is now too loud.
I would just do the golf approach. Just be like, and Guy once again is hitting on the restart button and is currently silently frustrated with himself. Yes, then there goes the coffee mug as it is tossed across the room.
Good for Park.
That is why the audio is wrong. I didn't have these things plugged in. I knew there was a reason.
I would take on a more wrestling
audio should now be fine.
Ooh, wrestling be fun. Yeah, I take a wrestling thing. And the tech rehearsal has gone completely awry as Guy goes through the board.
Oh, that is brutal, Michael. Brutal. Absolutely brutal.
We haven't seen anything like that since 1973, if you remember.
I live in Australia and I've never seen a savaging like that before.
I talk to bears.
Oh dear, Okay, the show is now. Well, I wonder if we should just run the opening again. Yeah,
this is our show now.
This is absolutely.
Oh my god, this is what happens when you have like a whole bunch of strange, weird people in one room together.
This is
we
what
just
happens.
feed off each other.
It's absolutely wonderful. Right, so if you cast your minds back, you will recall the farm of McCready and the disaster that was. Fence ground's not working. What? No, that's the wrong map. Oh my god!
Cast your mind back to
Cast your mind back to even to open up the map from the very first episode. What's going on with Fantasy
Ground clips him from behind.
Hit him with the chair! Hit him with the chair!
Yeah, that's the problem. Where the hell is this thing?
I feel like I'm gonna wake up in bed and like, Rich,
found it.
I had the strangest dream that Michael was there and Freddie and Guy and everything was just wrong.
You just literally fell asleep in your chair and you woke up. Oh!
There we go. We're back to normal.
I don't think we're in Kansas anymore.
Why
You also have to share. You have to share the map with us.
Yes, there we go. That's it. Done. Right, everyone's got it. Okay, so yes, this is where we find ourselves. Warren, how much damage had you taken? You had taken
Actually,
damage. None. Yeah, that's right.
What?
So before I fell down the cliff, I didn't take any. All my damage I took after, so I don't know if I need to be reset or not.
No, you do have it. You didn't lose it.
So I'm still unconscious?
You did get it back because you jumped back into the time before the time happened. No, because you two were present, so yes. Flint is on 60 wounds and you are unconscious, but you weren't unconscious because you jumped back into time before you...
But you did fall down a cliff.
You did fall.
I did fall down a cliff again.
You did, but I don't think you took 60 points damage from falling down the cliff. No, I think you are, for the sake of this argument, you are unconscious, Floria. You have arrived with the hit points that you had when you were in the time loop because you were part of this whole cascade. So that's where we find ourselves. There is the ranch structure around. Warren, what are you doing? You've just crumbled and fallen to the ground. There was that gnome who was screaming and shouting at you from above.
Let me go back to where I am. And also, can you move the OBS tracker up just a little bit to the left? Some people in the chat are saying they can't really see it all the way. Like it's being cut off very slightly.
The what?
So...
Like the combat tracker.
Oh, yes. I screwed that up. Sorry. Thank you, everyone. There we go.
Yeah. Also, I should not be up there. I ran.
Because you started running back around, didn't you? You failed at being sneaky
yeah.
and ran south.
Well,
Yeah,
like, he's throwing stuff at me, so I was
you were right south,
right about there, because I was gonna run around the corner.
Gotcha.
So as far as this version of Floria knows, I landed gracefully on the floor and then just dropped.
Yes.
What hit me?
Reality
hits you. Yes.
No.
No. This version of Floria remembers everything. You remember everything.
From when I died in McCready's?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
But I'm on the floor.
You were
Okay,
on
so
the
I'm
floor.
just unconscious.
Correct. And Flint remembers everything.
God, I really did a lot.
Okay. So Flint's gonna, sort of stand back up and examine his cracked faceplate once more with this kind of grizzled, scowly kind of look.
Sure.
Looking down at the unconscious Floria, have the two gnomes noticed us yet?
They did. If you recall, you failed your stealth check as you had done in the past or the future. Your brain is not entirely sure when that event occurred.
All right. Well, very dishevelly, Flint's going to grab hold of Floria by her collar, like just around her, just around kind of the back of her neck,
Right.
and just hoist her, not to her feet, but just so that she's not dragging entirely on the floor.
Sure.
And Flint will look up at the two gnomes and go, "What y'all looking at?"
You, says the one.
Well, you can keep looking, unless you want to be filled with so much lead, I shave the top of your head off and turn you into a pencil.
That's an interesting analogy. All right, give me an intimidation check. I'm going to give you +2.
Okay.
We've dealt with pencil before. No!
There we go.
That's a 21.
Look at that. Yeah.
Ooh.
So poor old Clem. Clem is not a happy camper when it comes to that kind of stuff. So he is going to try and do a save, which apparently he does. He
Oh, wow.
he looks down at you and he's like, "Well, your mother sucks on natural atmosphere."
I'll start dragging her away from the compound and back up the cliff that we came down.
It's a 60-foot
Not
drop.
climbing up.
You're going to try and go for the pathway?
Yeah, the pathway.
All right, so you start dragging her away. As you're doing so, one of them says, "Yeah, and don't come back." Wait, shouldn't we have stopped them? I don't know. They fell down the cliff. Maybe they're just hikers. Out here? Clem, don't be stupid. Is kind of the conversation that's going on. Warren, you being sneaky or not, round the back of the building, what are you doing?
So I'm, as far as I know, like I saw them like fall down there, so I'm
Sure.
just like thinking, friends in danger. I gotta go get over there. I could talk. Let me look through my secret sneaky spells.
Yeah.
Whoops. I didn't have invisibility. I'll do it next time. I don't think quite yet. So I'm gonna run around this corner, go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and then can I just keep going? Like I'm just looking for my friends.
Yeah, you can keep going. There's a piece of crumbled wall that you can see into the compound, but otherwise, yeah, there is.
Can I go through that?
You can indeed. As you get to the gap, however, there is this brilliant flare from a set of rough stones which surround this tree. And this tree, which does not look as if it belongs in this or in this space, it's verdant, it's looking healthy, it doesn't look like the green sludge-killed cacti of the surrounding area. Suddenly the entire tree vanishes inside of this portal.
Oh no, poor tree!
Sure, poor tree, yes.
Is anything coming out of the portal?
Nope. There is.
It's just an open portal right now?
It is just an open portal, correct. There is a massive creature, however, that is lumbering out of this space at the moment. I will put it onto the map for you. It is starting to very slowly plod towards the portal, looking very curious.
How so?
It stands 15 foot tall and is just very heavily armored and sort of clunks out.
Oh, I was wondering because I didn't see the creature from like where is it?
Yeah, it's way next to the tree.
Okay. Does the creature look like super intimidating or like what exactly? Am I looking at?
Imagine Flint, but make him 15 foot tall with these horrendously large gorilla-like forearms and absolutely none of the personal charm or sexy suave face that you've come to know and love as Flint. More like a bulldog, an angry metal bulldog.
I feel like it needs help. I'm gonna go in there and try to warn him.
Well, that's a term. All right, you're rushing in there, Flint. Are you saying anything when you rush in there, Warren?
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, watch out! The portal doesn't look good. The tree got souped in.
So you sort of sneak into this compound. Well, you run into this compound. The large construct turns to look at you as you arrive. Flint, you hear Warren's voice shouting about the portal behind you.
Yeah, injured, unconscious. I'm gonna have to trust Warren. Flynn's gonna just trust Warren at this point.
You shouldn't.
I got nothing, dude.
I'm on my third death saving throw. Once I roll it, I might die.
Yeah, and I've got 6 hit points left. If I have any help, it's basically to go, Warren, stop it. And I feel like
I have no idea what's going on, so I'm just like, oh
yeah.
no,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So Flint's going to take Floria just to a place out of viewpoint from the compound, and I'm going to sort of just start gently rousing her with a rallying maneuver, trying to give her some temporary hit points. Would that wake her up?
No, because your rally, I have to hear it or see it.
You tried that in the
Listen,
future too, and it still didn't work.
But I mean, it might work in. I don't know. I assume she
past?
might have been dead in. I assume she might have been dead in the future. So maybe she's not dead. I mean, I know I can't rally a dead person. All right. In which case, can I make a medicine check to
Yes,
try
you
and
can.
help her? Okay. All right. Because I feel that players always ask for advantage. I'm going to suggest a disadvantage on this because I don't understand human anatomy.
Sure, I'll give it to you.
To be fair. Thank you.
Here you go, bud.
Goddamn.
There we go. That 4 is brilliant. Yes, you have no idea what is wrong with her.
Left bone connected to the thing. The thing connected to the
Yes.
pink thing.
You're not entirely sure why there are no bolts.
Yeah. How do I access her panel?
Well, yes.
The book of 50 Shades of Boy story.
Floria, yes, give me your saving throw, please. It'll do it automatically. Here we go. 18. That's a success. There we go.
Thank
Survives. One more round. The gnomish operators.
I need to make 2 more saves.
Boy.
Warren, behind you, you're hearing now other gnomes. You hear running feet, and then over this balcony, and off of this balcony, he runs a bit further. Get out of the fog. Out of the fog. There's a gnome that leans over. Hey, stop! What are you doing?
There's a portal over there.
As you
Someone should do something.
shout that, the front door opens and this figure steps out. This elvish mage steps out of the door. You see him look up at the tree, and all he says is, "Where is my tree?" Causing the large golem to rotate and look back at him. And then he looks over at you, Warren, looks at the golem, and he shouts, "Get him!" To which the golem then goes plod, plod, blood. It starts walking towards you. It doesn't have a happy face, but you suspect that's because of the way it's been welded to not actually have a happy face. It's your turn. What are you doing?
Well, I disagree with this, and I back out.
Run away!
I'm here to help you. No, I'm not.
It's trying to hurt me. I don't like this.
All right, that's a 30-foot move. You've still got, you can do a dash.
Oh,
right?
yeah, I'm going to do that.
Sure.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm just dashing out because I'm like, they're not listening to reason.
They're crazy, man. Back to you, Flint.
Maybe if I push this.
Now you can make a medicine check without disadvantage after having spent a good 6 seconds studying her anatomy.
Hey!
Oh God.
9.
And you're like, If I...
They're just bags of blood and meat.
Yeah, you're not convinced. You don't have a clue as to what's happening in this particular instance. Floria, are you doing anything else?
Oh, I was gonna say I put her hands on her face, like.
You're being smothered as your save is a failure.
Oh shit! I killed her. Oh God!
Floria
Is she dead?
dies. She dies.
Oh no!
As you've got your hand over her face, there's a convulsion from her body, and then it just relaxes.
Well, nice meeting everybody.
Valoria, are you okay? You start shoving her
Just
little tear.
lifeless movement. There's a scream from the various gnomes. The only one that can actually hit you, Warren, is this one on the corner. He takes a few steps over, points his silver rod at you, and he fires his attack. He's got very little chance of hitting. This half elf really did hire stormtroopers, so he makes his attack. Gets an 11, completely misses. I don't know what says dagger there. Anyway, completely misses. The golem can't fit through this gap, and so changes course and lumbers this way. I think he can get out through this gap here. Yes, he can. Okay, that's what's happening over there. Warren, what are you doing?
I wouldn't know. I mean, I wouldn't know what happened, so...
No?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I see my two buddies going, oh no! 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'll be there next round, you guys.
I'm coming. Okay.
I mean, I would have done a healing spell, but again, I don't know.
Yeah,
I didn't
absolutely. No, absolutely.
I think at this point it's too late.
Flint.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Well, I mean, I think she's gone into sleep mode. Okay, I'm gonna grab her, put her on my shoulder. I'm like, don't worry, we'll get you all fixed up, Floria. Don't you worry none.
Yeah, like, how is she?
She's in sleep mode. And I'm gonna dart back down the path, get out of range. Because I assume I can hear the lumbering sounds of what I know to be an immense ironborn loader.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can do. Right, so you are legging it basically towards the path leading up to the Mesa, or just away?
Just away at this point. I feel like I feel like specifics aren't important.
Okay. All right, you are just running away. Valoria, you're dead.
She rots a little.
Darkness
Is there a
surrounds.
person that's waiting for me?
As a matter of fact, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, I was hoping Virion would be like, hi.
I've been waiting for you, my love, ever since you threw me from that train. No.
No, not that one. My
No,
actual
no.
one.
No, next, swipe,
No,
next,
that's not
next
the right
variant,
one, that's not
swipe,
the right one.
next one, swipe.
Didn't that variant survive?
He did
That
actually.
one's very surprised.
Uh,
I was gonna say,
Mine-
how did you die in the time that we left you? It was gone like 2 minutes.
No, but I have a dead one in my pocket, so.
I've been waiting for you, my love. I've been sitting in your pocket forever.
Yes,
Collecting
you
gold.
strange, freaky bitch. So,
I've been trying to save him.
anyway, you're in oblivion and limbo at the moment. It's bright lights and tunnels and strange things going on around you. I'm afraid with a wisdom save like that. The situation in the compound is becoming desperate as things are going on. This you do not see, but the elf who was ordering the shield golem to move away looks at the portal, which now closes, screams, pulls out the strange structure and twists it. Flint, you have just landed at the bottom of the hill. Please will you, well, before you land at the bottom of the hill, please will you give me a strength or an acrobatics or a climbing check?
What?
I'm gonna go with an athletics check.
What is happening?
That
Guy, I swear, if my face gets hit again, it's 3 times already, guy. I
If
don't
you,
need it.
if you fail again, I'm leaving. That's all I'm saying. I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
Oh my god! What is with you and threes?
You plunge.
Why?
You plunge down this
Oh my
cliff
God.
face.
This is literally like the whole. It's like rewinded time.
I don't know what is going. Wait, why am I rolling 4d10? It's not 4d10.
We need to just start marking down all our skill checks and what we did, and then like see if it actually is correlating.
Absolutely. 15 points of damage to you, Flint, as you land face down. Feloria, you can give me an acrobatics check. You had advantage because you had a rope that Flint was holding, so just give that to me.
Yeah, but aren't I dead?
No.
Alright, now
What?
we rewind.
Okay, hang on. Acrobatics check?
Yeah.
Okay. 13.
13, you land fine. And then Flint lands next to you and cracks his faceplate, rolls over going,
Do I recall anything?
You recall everything. You even recall dying in the cold embrace of nothingness.
Oh.
And Warren is so stupid. He's gonna be like, "Man, this is taking forever."
Where'd my friends go? They're further now.
All
this
right.
is so fast.
Time is reset. I'm going to take us to the top of time. Flint, what you doing?
Ow!
Take us to the top of time.
Oh man, I don't know. I feel like Flint is generally an emotionless being, an entity. But if there's anything the Ironboard could feel towards anger, it would be this moment in his life. He stands up. He looks at who was the one that yelled at him before?
Clem.
Clem.
Clem. He looks up. He's gonna just do the same thing with Feloria. This time, sort of while she's, I assume, standing up and not unconscious.
Yeah.
I'm looking very confused.
Yeah, looks up at Clem. He sort of takes her by the arm, not forcefully, but with enough pressure to indicate we're going that way, and yell out at Clem, "Your mother should suck atmosphere!" And then back the other way.
How rude! I ain't never been so insulted in my life, says Clem. And then he looks back. Wait, haven't we had this conversation before? To which his partner in crime looks over and says, "Yeah, and you cheat every time." There is this loud explosion from the tower as something happens very quickly. Let me just do this quick check. Oh.
Did you actually set off the tower? Warren?
What? No, I couldn't.
Yeah,
Really?
I don't think you did.
There
okay.
is a-
Oh, Kizzy feel being sneaky.
Yeah, I
he
shot
shot.
at it. Nothing really happened, and there was.
Oh,
The tower is
okay.
burning. The tower is burning. Clem
I did it.
falls from the
Yay!
Clem falls from the battlements of the ranch, to the ground, having been blasted in the chest with this electrical blast from his partner, who has realized he cheated in every iteration of time that has so far occurred. So that is what's happening up there. Valoria, what are you doing?
I'm just confused, so I don't know what's happening.
Come with me, quick.
This armored gnome lands next to you, smoking. Yes, chaos and confusion reigns. That's what they've done. He is no longer there. He was reset back to there. He bounced back into there. He now comes rushing out because he knows what's going to happen. Warren, what are you doing?
I'm dashing because I'm trying to get to my friends.
All right.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It's a lot of work, you guys.
Yeah.
Counting's hard.
And
5,
you get
10,
there.
15, 25, 30.
Sorry, you
I
get
did
there.
it!
You notice that there is a portal that is busy forming around a very unusual tree, which does not look as if it belongs here. It looks as if it belongs in your memory from a few seconds ago.
You guys, no.
By the way, I've seen Doctor Strange. You know that, right, guy? Just putting that out there. Okay.
Yeah, I saw that. Just like Dormammu, I've come to
I've come to negotiate.
Except for us, we're like, Guy, we've come to negotiate.
Well, let's see what happens this time round. Flint, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Can I see what? No, I can't. Damn. Okay. I'm gonna pull Floria down that same pathway that we went to before and get out of sight of the fortress.
Even though there's one god less now. Sure?
Yeah, I'm still on 6 hit points though. Oh no, actually, hey, no, I'm not.
You're not.
I got hit. Wait, go back. Give me a second. Now, the tables have turned, Clem. I'm gonna get him.
Well, Clem is dead, but yes, there is still Clem's partner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So is he also on the ground, or is he still up on the
Clem,
top?
no, he got blasted off of the...
No, sorry, not Clem. His partner.
Yes, he is. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm going to. I'm going to use an action surge, and I'm going to put a very distinct ironborn bullet-sized hole straight through that gnome.
All right.
I'm also going to use my action surge to try and trip him at the same time. So
You can trip with a ranged attack?
Yep.
Yeah,
it's part of my
Blow their knees.
Superiority dice.
Yep, it's part of my superiority dice thing. I shoot them in the knee. Oh,
Right.
I shoot them in the kneecap, or in this case, I shoot him so hard in his shoulder, I knock him over.
Sure.
I took a bullet to the knee, adventurer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's a mean that's dead.
That died.
here we go.
Yes, it took an arrow to the...
I can't seem to drop my dice onto it, so I'm just going to drop it in the chat. There we go.
That's weird. Okay. 24 is definitely a hit.
All right, so that is
13 points of damage.
hold on,
18
points
points of damage.
18 points of damage.
All right, you slam into him, dealing 18 points of damage. The poor little guy, and he has to make some saving throws now, right?
Yes, it is a strength saving throw.
His strength saving throw is a whopping 18.
An 18. So mine is my. Oh, I think my fantasy ground froze. It is 18. Oh, sorry, no. Mine is 8 plus my strength, which I don't think is going to be enough. Well, I think he passes it, so he doesn't get knocked over.
Right, so it sort of slams into him. He takes a deep breath, and then he starts to level his rod and sphere directly at you. Floria, what are you doing?
I'm going to take Flint's Q, and I'm going to fire at him. With my bow.
Make your attack.
Yeah, fire
like-
Flint.
Part of me still no, not at Flint. I'm gonna take his Q and fire at the other guy. Oh, I'm disoriented. Yeah,
Make your
did that
attack.
work? I did. It didn't work.
It didn't work. I don't know why he's not. Let me try and.
Here.
That. No, did that work? No, that didn't.
25.
That's a hit. Do your damage.
Nice.
Okay. On you. Did that work?
No, he's not active for some unknown reason. I screwed up, so just.
Oh,
just
okay,
roll
then
him.
I'll just do my damage.
Yeah.
So that is 5.
5 damage.
Pew pew.
The arrow sort of wedges in his armor somewhere. It seems to lock down his joints a little bit. Right. So that's the one. That's the one. Let me do this. Sorry, I've got the wrong one listed up there. So this will now allow you to roll onto them. Hopefully. So you come down here. You go there, and you sod off over there somewhere. Right.
Hey, you don't look like the guy I shot just then.
They changed faces. No, it was recasting. The Screen Actors Guild discovered that he wasn't a paid-up member. Right, so the Inquisitor now will fire down at you, Flint. Let's see, where is my ranged attack? Here we go. He blasts off at you. 13, I think, is a complete miss, right?
13 is a miss.
Absolutely. So the bolt of energy shoots out, misses you, destroys a piece of cliff face next to you as he starts screaming and shouting. In the compound, that portal has formed. 6 has run out already to see what's going on, and he jumps onto the tree. That takes us to the shield golem, who then jumps onto the tree because that's what he's been instructed to do. Warren, you see this tree, you see well, actually you don't because you can't see it from here, but there's that subtle glow of the portal that you are aware of.
There's something up that portal, but I gotta find my friends.
Yeah.
5, 10, 15.
What did you do this game? I counted.
I ran. I ran the entire time.
I just ran. He kept resetting it.
Warren was.
Yeah.
Warren was
So
dashing.
yeah, I dashed, and then I looked. I'm like, oh my god, you guys look hurt. I feel like you guys missed my healing or something. Well, at the time I wasn't conscious. Actually,
I feel fine now.
Oh, are you? Oh, well then, cool.
I was completely dead earlier. I'm completely fine now.
I was dead, but I got better.
I mean, how bad do they look? How bad does both of them look?
On a scale of 1 to 66, I'm about a 15.
Okay.
I'm good. I can land off a cliff
seems,
face.
yeah, she seems fine. She knows how to climb on a rope. Flint seems slightly scratched, but you wouldn't notice it unless
His
you kind of
faceplate cracked, I thought.
My
Yeah, his
I thought my
face is cracked, but
Yeah.
All right, then it's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you could
I'm
just
just gonna be like, okay, you guys are great. Let's get out of here or something.
Okay.
No, we have to continue.
People like, where? I'm lost, and there's a portal.
All right. So is that gnome still up?
yes, he is.
He's gonna get shot. Is what he's gonna have. All right. So I'm gonna. Oh, I don't want to. Yeah, I'm gonna action surge it. Why not? Another action surge on this.
Right.
I am going to throw in the maneuver to trip him again.
Sure.
So I should be able to drop it on him. Yay! Woo!
That's a hit.
Ooh.
Do your damage.
Okay, and that is that.
Oh, the loud rapport of the weapon smacks into him. As the
He also takes another
through
6 damage.
for another 6 damage. Good grief. And he's going to make his strength saving throw, correct?
That's correct.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Getting way too hot. This thing.
He gets blasted, and he kind of staggers back, and then falls over below the level of the parapet, so you can't see him anymore. You just hear the sort of subtle "ow, ow" coming from above.
Okay, run!
Are you running?
Which way?
I point towards the path again.
But they said there was a portal.
There's a portal? What portal?
Warren said there's a portal.
You then
After my quick costume change, yes, back there.
Warren, Flint, you recall placing rough stones around the tree in a previous time period or a future time period. You don't know. You.
All right. I put the rough stones down over by that tree, and I've sent them straight to the hub. my original plan
Oh, that's
When-
bad.
went completely wrong. Well, yes and no. You see, because we're supposed to deal with this here problem, this tree that seemed to be glowing and whatnot seemed to be the source of a whole lot of mess. So I sent it to the hub, let them deal with it. Which, incidentally, also taught me that when we place the rough stones down, we don't have to make it a small, little, tiny man-sized hole, or should I say, people-sized hole. Instead, we can actually make it big enough to encompass an entire tree. And I was thinking to myself, what if we made it big enough to encompass the whole compound? We tried sneaking in, we tried talking, and we damn near got killed multiple times. I don't know about
running.
you've been running. You've been running. Floria's been in sleep mode multiple times.
Question. What happens if someone tries to fracture in time inside the hub, which is supposed to be an actual continuous timeline and not fractured and not reachable by the clack-clack door?
I don't know. I mean, look, if it's a place with continuous time, then I'm sure that breaking it ain't gonna be something they can do easily. And look,
If we're gonna start running, like, I think you might have broke everything! And I'm gonna dash over this way.
All right, Floria has run off, leaving everyone standing there. He's wounded and dying. He is no longer there, so let's just remove him from the equation. Warren, Floria's just run off.
I mean, should we?
well, get
Ruptured,
yeah,
right?
get after it. She ain't. She don't seem to be good at keeping on her feet. Not around here anyway. Okay, go.
Okay, I'm doing it again. Run, Warren, run!
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
You should be able to get it right up beside me.
I'm literally puzzled at what to do. Like, are we just trying to get to the portal? Is that our?
I'm trying to get to the
All
portal.
right. I think we need a player moment. Okay, so our current objective is to go after McCready, stop him from messing around with this machine and breaking and tearing apart the dimensions with the device he has been. Warren is unaware of the device, has not seen it yet. Kai, you have seen the device
I have seen it.
temporarily.
I also know if we blow it up that we get sent back.
I think you were dead at that time, so only Flint knows that if we destroy the
No, I
device...
remember being dead.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, if you remember being dead, then you would have seen the moment when you died, or would Gaia,
You don't see, once you died, you don't see past that point. You just remember blackness.
Because I was going to say, otherwise, my rally should damn well work. You know, anyway.
But here's my thought is knowing that they're inside that room, any one of them could walk out to the portal to the hub, which the clack-clack door has been trying to get to.
But he's not part of the clack-clack door. He's just some weirdo.
But he's fracturing time, which is if the dimensions in time have been fracturing, I think he might be working with them potentially.
Okay, interesting.
I also remember him being an elf, which also leads with Floria's theory of, remember they said episodes ago that the Volstoy and the Empress were trying to find ways to use the rough stones and to jump, right? Which means they haven't figured it out. So to Floria, after seeing he's an elf, her first thought would be he might be from the Volstoy's place, then he might be working with the clack-clack door.
With a name like McCready?
He's an elf. It could be a
Okay, this is
pseudo.
I mean, I don't judge. All right.
He might have killed the elf and took the machine. I don't know. I just know there's an elf here that's doing something that he shouldn't be doing.
Okay. So our current objective: stop them from going through the portal that Flint made to the hub, in hopes that they don't break the hub's time and ruin the cascading dimensions where the shift has come from.
Yes.
Go team.
That's what I'm going for.
Go team.
Go team. Okay.
Freddie says, "Got it." Warren says, "I don't know, but I'll follow you."
Keep Floria alive. That's all you've got to do.
That's really, hard, but I got it.
Yes.
In my head.
I believe in you, Warren.
He believes in me.
Right, Flint, what are you doing now that you've had this player moment?
So much.
Okay, I'm going to mimic Freddy. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 35. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Cool. So I'll move up to.
Competitively, I'll cast Expedition Retreat. No, I'm just kidding.
Floria?
Oh God. I'm going to go. How far close do I have to be? 60 feet. Okay. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
See, it helps. It helps.
Do I see anything when I get here?
Just the portal starting to quiver, and it looks as if it's about to start collapsing.
Oh, shoot! I'm gonna keep dashing towards the portal and get like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like right beside it,
You
like
can
looking
leap
at the
through
door.
it if you so choose.
I don't want to split the party.
I will follow.
You follow?
Yeah. You know, like.
I'll yell over. Are you following?
Yes.
I jump. Woo!
All right, give me an acrobatics check as you jump through this portal.
Okay.
Warren, what's
19.
going on? All right, you sail through that portal without a problem whatsoever. That brings us to the Inquisitor. Oh. Back to Warren.
Okay. I'll follow plan. Flint. Plan.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35,
40. Oh, it's cutting close. 45, 80, 85. Jump.
Give me an acrobatics check.
Okay. Oh boy, what is that?
Here we go.
Oh God.
You gracefully leap through. You've done this before. You leap through it without any problems whatsoever. Flint, top of the round. What are you doing? You pre-counted? That's not fair.
Pre-counted. Okay, fine.
That's all right. All right, give me no. Give me your acrobatics check.
Okay.
This should be like a kids network where we teach them how to do math. Like,
It's an episode of Sesame Street, but with D&D.
All right. I need to concentrate. Give me a sec.
Yeah, because Fantasy
Go roll
Grounds
3.
loves you. Oh, it does. It does. You leap through this portal. All three of you leap through the portal, and you suddenly appear. You appear back on the platform that leads to the hub. However, it is no longer that columned, almost, what would you call it, gazebo-like structure. It is a ruin. It is broken and cracked. Every structure in front of you has been destroyed. It is just desolate. There are flames and fires burning all around. It looks like a war zone. It looks like an absolute war zone. And where the original shifters were, where that original structure was, it is just crumbled bits of concrete and tattered cloth, and smoke lingers in the air, but it's absolutely silent.
Yay!
Is there a tree?
Broke it.
You look around, and there's a strange glow coming from the territory where Warren's temple to Delu was. That's down the cliff face slightly. There's a strange glow coming out there. The glow is sort of a scintillating turquoisey kind of color. Other than that, it's just ruins.
Great Gyro's ghost.
Floria's gonna try to get behind like some pillars. I'm like, we don't know what caused this, so we should be careful. I'm gonna pull Warren down with me.
Oh. Darn it!
Look, I've been to my share of Badlands before, and I can tell when a place is empty. We need to make it to Warren's temple down that way. Seems to be the only place where there's any sign of anything.
Maybe
We
Dell
should
can
be
help
careful.
us.
I'll reload my gun, have it primed, ready, and I'll turn to them and I'll say, "I'll take point," and I'll step in front and just as we're going through, just check corners and even if the ruined buildings are there, like sort of check the windows, check the doors, any sign of movement. I'm not going to shoot it, but I'm just going to keep a lookout for it.
Sure, absolutely. You are slowly making your way through this debris. I need you all to give me perception checks, if you please.
Oh man.
So, Flint, you're busy looking around. Warren, you seem to be way more vigilant than anyone else for whatever particular reason. You're not entirely, well, who knows why, but you're being very, very vigilant, which is a good thing. As you are making your way down, you suddenly, I'm going to share this map with you guys as soon as I go out of that mode. No, why did I do that? Why? Why?
It's because Flint believes in me. He told me so.
Yeah, Flint believes in you. That's well, he does. He does. That's entirely true. He does. Yes. So, you three are. Let me just grab this token here. 1, 2, 3, and share it with you guys. This is not the same map as episode 1 or 3 or whatever it was. It just go with it. It's just Warzone map. Right. So yes, you are slowly making your way between the ruined buildings, trying to figure out what's going on. When, Warren, you see movement from ahead of you further down. There's some fires busy burning away, but it looks as if there is someone moving around the ruins of this structure down here.
Like, guys, hang on a second. There's someone up there.
Survivors, you think?
Could be.
And cause to
Maybe.
be clack. I still think there's a potential that Clack could have got here.
Well, if they are, we're ready. Just summon the Warhammer.
Can I look up at the sky and see if any of the stars had fallen from there?
You can't see it. It's covered in smoke and ash.
All right. Well, if it is a survivor, we can't rightly leave them behind. Let's make our way to that building carefully.
But if it's also something horrible, we might not want to alert them.
Well, what do you suggest?
We're
I
together.
don't know.
Who's moving or not moving?
Look, we gotta check, and I move forward. Don't worry, Della was with us.
We'll nod and follow as well.
All right.
And if he's not, then at least for the moment, he's with me and I'm with you, so that's close enough.
I'm going to sneak up to the corner and try to peer around the corner.
Sure. It looks to be a fairly old person. Possibly it's an old woman. She has not noticed you. She is busy sort of sifting through the ruins of this structure. Yeah, she's definitely elvish.
Eldritch Blast. No, just kidding. Excuse me? Hello?
She looks up at you, and immediately her face just drops, and she screams in terror.
Oh, God.
And starts to run.
What? Wait!
Are you chasing after her?
I don't know. Should we?
I'll say no. I got a bad feeling about this, and I think we should make it as quick as we can to that Temple of Delu.
Okay.
Okay. Which way do we go to get to Delu? Is it to the left or right?
Yeah, you continue down to the right, and
As we're moving, I'm just sort of gonna fall back a tiny bit with Floria, and I'm going to just under our breath so that sadly Warren can't hear. Did you see how that woman looked at us and yelled out? There's fear in her eyes.
But it could be that she's afraid of anything that comes out of the dark.
Well, you remember what they said about some of us not being, working with shifters and the like. Temple of Delu seem to have a lot of warrens around, and it seems to be the only place with any light. If you see someone like that moving through the ruins, the Temple of Delu is the only place with lights on, just seems to me that we might be facing one of these bad warrens.
Or the only warrens with the light that way could potentially be saving everybody from this wreckage. He might be the one holding this ground.
All right. Well, keep your eyes open. Last thing we need is to be deceived by someone. And there's only one way to make sure that we can trust this one. Flynn will sort of walk up behind Warren and sort of grab hold of the button that he got from Berg all the way back then to kind of identify that, we are the people who spoke with Berg before. And I'll walk up to Warren and hand it to him and say, Warren, listen, we don't know what's going to happen, anytime soon, but I want you to hold on to this. Do you remember this? He sort of shows him the button. It's from that Berg feller. The man told us about the shifter hub and all that.
Oh yeah, when I said the shippers, except
Yeah.
shifters. I gotta remember that.
That's the one.
Our faces.
You reckon you can hang on to this for us?
Oh, guy, you can't see this. So all of our faces are completely covered. Nope, you fix it.
Okay. So yeah,
Yeah, I can. I can do that.
I'll break this one in half, and I'll give him half of it,
Sure.
and then I'll break the button that I have in half again and give a piece to Floria. And he says, no matter what happens, we'll always know that we're connected. I sort of hold up the piece, and I put it in my jacket.
Hold up the piece, put it in my bra.
Hold up the piece. Where do I put it? I pull out a locket, and it's
Aw.
and I open it, and it actually has a picture of Mom and Sis, and it has like a little empty spot inside, and it's not really a fancy lock. It's just a stereotypical like silver little locket, and just like put it in there, and then oh, hang on, come on, it's like a little bit of an oblong piece, like, and I just barely pull shut, just got it.
All right. Then we'll just. Oh, sorry, go.
And I said, all right. I'm gonna draw my bow and get get ready. I'm gonna try to stay near the wreckage so I have some cover if I need to get behind something.
Makes sense.
I'll stay adjacent to Warren as we travel.
No matter what, Flint, no matter what we face, whatever kind of darkness may be, we're gonna face it together.
Very
Nods
poetic.
in approval.
Very poetic. You continue to make your way very slowly down to, what you hope is where the Temple of Dillo is. As you get to the top of the hill, though, that overlooks the valley where the temple was, the temple is in ruin. It has been completely gutted from the cliffside that it was added to. And the tree that you saw has grown into this magnificent oak. It was planted next to the river and the waterfall that had been made, if you recall, for Delu's worship. The only thing is that it's glowing with this almost iridescent turquoise color, which sometimes changes to purples and then back to pink and then back to turquoise. What are you doing?
Beautiful.
The temple.
That tree. I
How long
mean,
have we gone for?
look, time is a fickle thing. It doesn't seem to want to bend or bow to anyone. But I mean, could this thing have been responsible for what happened here? I mean, I don't see that as being very likely. I mean, it looks as though it was planted here intentionally, and it's been living off the waters that flow from the temple. Doesn't seem to be the sort that jumps up and wrecks the whole place and sets fire to things.
Whoever
No.
has will pay for this.
Unless someone came for it here.
Well, let's take a look inside. Maybe there's some answers we can find.
Did McCready jump with us? Do you think he got here before we did? Because he could have shifted time forward with his device. He shifted it back.
Well, I didn't see McCready go into the portal, but Warren, did you?
No. I just followed after you guys.
Hard to say, but ain't gonna find any answers standing around out here. Come on.
Maybe Warren's inside.
You rush inside the remains. You sort of scrabble over broken blocks and things.
Yeah, I start smashing away, kind of in anger.
Yeah. You get to the inner sanctum. The rest has been ruined. It also looks to the two of you, Warren and Floria, as you're moving through, as if someone has pillaged. Bits of value have been taken away, leaving just literally the blocks of stone, debris and rubble that constitute the damage that this place has taken. You also realize that there are large scorch marks from magical discharges kind of everywhere. That seems to have caused most of the structural damage. Warren, you hear a muttering coming from the inner sanctum before you see it. There is someone on the other side. The door is kind of dragged shut, and on the other side someone is muttering something.
There's someone inside.
All right.
I think we should ambush them.
Ambush them out here.
Not lethally, but just I need answers.
Flint will put away the gun, and in its stead, I'll grab some of that hemp rope, and I'm going to tie it into a makeshift lasso.
Sure, not a problem.
And he'll nod at Warren like, "Okay, we'll do it your way. This is your house."
I want to try to get on the opposite side of them, so if they try to avoid them, they'll run into me.
Sure.
So, like, I'm assuming it's a big cathedral, so if they're going down this side in the center, I'm going to come down the opposite side.
Well, it's actually a wall. You've passed through that big space, and there's a simple. It's a double door. It's fairly large, but it's beyond the door. So the only way that they can rush past is through that doorway. Yeah.
All right, then I'm going to be off to the side and get ready to shoot at an angle.
Let's see. And before we actually move forward, I'm just gonna have to do this. I'm gonna spend 2d6 onto Flint. There we go.
Aww.
So just kind of like placing a hand on your shoulder and just let's go.
Yay. Oh, feel better.
All right, you are going to head into this chamber beyond. We're going to take a brief break. Whilst we do so, we can answer some questions, give you some chat love. I'm going to bow out very quickly and go and get something to drink. So if the rest of you would mind just chatting a little bit with our wonderful, wonderful viewers, we can carry on shortly. I'll be back.
All right, are there any questions in the chat? Hi, everybody!
Hi, everyone!
Oh, it looks like they all want us to stop and just leave. Okay.
Oh, is that it? Yeah, just don't go in. Don't go in there. There's a big ghost in there. No, I love spooky ghosts.
I'm ready.
Stories are awesome.
Are you ready?
All right, let's have a look. Well, I'm just checking the YouTube chat right now. Any questions? Freddie's being creepy.
Time to order pizza.
I think that was when you were...
nerdy.
Yeah, I was doing because it was like the weird side angle, so I was like, let's do this. And because of certain intel that we've gotten, I was
the
getting
last
ready for
second.
that, and then something's changed. But it's just because whatever. D&D is it's out there.
Has it changed?
I don't know.
Oh.
We're just
No,
I
no,
thought for a second you got more intel. I was like, I don't know.
Actually,
that we received.
there's a really funny comment here on the YouTube from F Huber. If he got a 1 on that medicine check, would he have taken off her head looking for how to reset the CPU?
I like to think is you trying to give her like CPR, but like you don't actually breathe and like just breaking her ribs.
Just keep
open.
headbutting her every time. Just like, this is what they do, right? Bang!
Yeah, this is working.
No, oh my god, I think at some point or another, we broke Guy. Guy realized there is no right answer here. They're all gonna die.
The look on Kai's face when she heard about the portal was perfect. I have no idea what my face is doing right now, but I was like, no!
I've only heard a little bit of, I've watched a little bit of, what happened last time, but then my phone was going to die, so I couldn't finish it. I was listening that today. And that's when I heard, FREDDIE has all the healing, so I was like, oh, crap, I do, that's right. I'm sorry.
No, so I ended up in the room, and Flint didn't come with me. He decided he was going to stay outside to deal with the golem. So I went in, and the guy fireballed me, and I just outright just died. And then Guy rolled my saving throws and got a natural 1. And then Flint walked in and did a clutch natural 20
to break
shot at the device.
Holy
So
crap.
that's what booted us back to where we were, but I was dying on the ground.
Yeah, I mean that game was intense. It was a very it wasn't intense dramatic. It was intense it just went from it was extremes, extremely bad to extremely good. Just
because we had some good rolls too, and also people were mentioning names, and I was able to bluff most of my way through, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, this is not working, and then I tried to throw a cactus in his face, and
I'll be back.
Yeah.
It'll be real quick. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna grab. I'm going to replenish my fluids as well. But
I know you have 66 health, right?
Oh no, I have 66 health. I noticed that Guy reset my health at some point or another because he realized, I don't know if Michael actually do anything while he's on 6 health. Michael likes his character, so I appreciate that. That I had some health, but 4 times, Guy, 4 times in the same goddamn rock.
I don't understand it. I don't understand it. It's voodoo. That's what it is.
It is voodoo. It's absolute voodoo. Because I don't think, literally, I mean, because obviously we've got a bit of time. Maybe there's another time slip. If there is no other time slip for today, for season 1, Flint is 100% has repeated every time slip and not changed a damn thing. That's the current. That's the current statistic. I've never been able to change.
It's so bizarre for this type of game.
Yeah, and it's all because it's a computer-generated dice roller. There's no it's not like we're doing it for drama or for narrative. No. It's just
I can see the rolls too.
Yeah, it's just
because Guy has that roller in the corner over here, or on that corner over there.
Down there.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So everyone can see it.
Cool. All right, I'll be right back.
Yeah, sure thing. I see chats. Yeah, people are having fun. I'm glad that you guys are here to watch this chaos unfold.
You guys like the Mamu comment? Who's Mamu?
It's from Doctor Strange. He kept going back in time.
Oh right, I thought his name was Damamu, so it's just okay.
Damamu, I think it was. I'm not sure exactly. I've watched so many Marvel movies recently that this is all just a blur.
I was going to go see Endgame today, but I have an uncle who I wanted to see it with Mitch,
right?
And he hasn't seen Infinity Wars, so I actually watched Infinity Wars this morning with him, and he was just like, that was really heavy, and I was like, yeah, yeah, it's real heavy. I can't wait to see Endgame.
Yeah. Endgame, I would say I thoroughly enjoyed it. I've had a friend of mine, though, who sent me a message. He's like, have you seen Endgame? I'm like, yes. He's like, right, good, now I can rant. And he sends me these paragraphs of why he
didn't like it.
He didn't like it, but he's the only one that I've found so far who hasn't liked it.
I've had so many people tell me how much they love it. And, they won't tell me spoilers, just say, that was great.
Right.
And...
I will say this though, every person who has said they don't like it have had lots of reasons why they don't like it, and none of which I have found acceptable yet till this day. One of them actually said the reason why I didn't like Endgame, was because at the end of Infinity War, they weren't all friends. And I was like, what the hell does that even have to do with the movie? No, you can stop talking now. I'm not listening to you. You are some sort of giant adult-sized man baby.
Yeah.
So what Endgame wise, there's a show I've been watching. Have any of you watched like My Hero Academia?
Yes.
I've been watching it with my fiance, and there's this.
Wait, what's it
There's
called?
two powers. It's called My Hero Academia. And it's about like superheroes, and there's this one superhero that passes on his ability. It's called One for All, and it means he has all these abilities that he gains from all these other people to help save the people. But then you find out he has a nemesis that's all for one, and he kind of gains the abilities of everyone for himself. So they're perfect nemesis rivals. And so they were like giving it their all, and I look over my fiance, I realize there's a character whose ability is all he has to do is look at you and your quirk stops. So, or like, why did they just bring him around, have him look at the other guy, and then have All Might just beat the shit out of him? Because his quirk wouldn't work!
Because he would then be able to steal the quirk that negates other quirks, so it's too dangerous.
Actually, yeah.
But he wouldn't be able to do it!
No.
He didn't have a quirk!
No, but that's the thing is, in order for Eraserhead to have his quirk work and negate another person's, he has to activate it by blinking and then looking at All for One. But All for One just needs to look at them and he gains their powers. So he'd actually have it beforehand. And the catch would then come down to, even if they stopped him, as heroes they wouldn't kill him, and all they would do is they would just add to his threshold of powers with the power that he could then turn off all other powers.
But then you can literally just have a guy hide, so he can't see him, and then
They're
be
not
like,
going to kill him.
"Ooh."
And the other thing too
This
is
has nothing to do with D&D.
Yeah. What if it negates only one power though?
But it
Think
made me
of
so
that way.
mad.
Yeah, no, but the one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to give the bad guy the ability to negate superpowers. Like that's, I mean, the risk on that. I mean, Eraserhead's a very intelligent kind of character, so I'd imagine he'd not want to risk that at all. So it'd be like, oh my, look, you are.
Is this
can,
a live action or is it an animation?
It's
what's called a battle battle shonen anime. Shonen means young adult.
I'm actually in that show.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a Are you doing the dubbing for it?
I did for one episode. I was a doctor that talked to Midoriya about breaking his arms. So yeah,
So you're the sweet old lady.
no.
What?
I'm in My Hero Academia. I was in that episode where I was like, Midoriya, it seems that you've broken your arms, and that's really dumb. But you have this thing called silly strength.
I just watched that episode, but we watched it in the original Japanese, and now I'm really angry because I want to watch you.
Well, I'm in English up for that one, but we need to get back to D&D.
Yeah, we do, because superhero discussions are, well...
It's getting tiring, right? I love superhero stuff, but we have so many superhero movies now that start to become like, slow down.
No, double down. Now we've got a superhero horror movie to watch called, what's it called? Bright? No, The Brightness, dang it. Brightburn, that's the word. Which is like an alternative version of what would happen if Superman as a child went evil instead of good. It's not about Superman, but it's like this all-powerful superhero child that gets found, and it actually turns into a horror movie. It looks amazing. I want to watch it.
That sounds cool.
Speaking of superheroes and things,
Alright, back to the game.
let's get the show on the road again. Stand by, everybody. Here we go. Part 2. Broken World Chronicles continues. Right, we're back. Let's go straight into it. You have this door in front of you. What are you doing?
Can I listen at the door for the mumbling? See if I can hear anything?
Sure. Give me a perception check.
Okay, so we're all at the door. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, we're all at the door.
You're all at score.
Okay.
Flint's got the lasso ready to
Yep.
subdue instead of blow someone's head off.
12.
It's too muffled. There's banging, papers being thrown around, some weird scratching sound, but otherwise it's too faint.
Alright, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna back up and like nod to Flint. And I have my bow ready.
All right. Flint's gonna gesture at the door for Warren and raise up 3 fingers.
I just kick open the door. I'm running in.
All right,
Just-
you hit down the door, you charge in. That massive golem that you saw before standing in the courtyard, who then jumped onto the tree, turns around and looks down at you straight, Warren. His one arm has been completely replaced with this massive warhammer. Although warhammer is the wrong word. It's like a column of steel that's just been welded onto the end of his arm. He looks down at you with these piercing blue eyes. Flint, you can see him standing there. Valoria, you see standing behind him, looking absolutely mortified, but also looking very old, is McCready. And there's papers and there's writing all over the walls, the floor. He is disheveled. He's got a tattered beard. His coat is ruined. Everything just looks completely wrecked. This golem looks down at you, Warren, and the massive warhammer is raised. As you burst in, it immediately shrinks back into the corner of the room with rusted joints. Flint, you can hear the rust inside of its joints busy grating and grinding over itself as this massive creature retreats into the corner. McCready looks up. No, wait! I can explain. This is not what it looks like.
Yeah, I'll just take initiative. Just like look straight at the golem's like, yeah, just bang on the shield, just making it back off as much as possible.
The golem is absolutely trying to get. It's actually breaking bits of masonry as it's trying to move further away from you.
I'm gonna walk forward and to McCready say, I want the device now.
What?
The device.
You have the device.
No, we don't. We came after it for you because you were breaking time. I want the device.
I don't understand.
Does the golem have the control collar on the back of its neck?
Yes, it does. You took it from me years ago. Don't you remember?
What?
We just got here. We jumped into a portal like 5 seconds after I think you did.
He looks at you, fails his insight. I swear I haven't built another one. I know you think I might be. And he sort of looks around the room at all the chalkings and writings on the wall. But this is... it's something to pass the time, I swear. I am not trying to build a second one, if that's what you're asking.
So what are you doing?
Give me an insight check. Anyone watching him?
Yeah, I'm looking at him. Like I'm well, okay. I'm kind of like in between the golem and him. Like I see the golem's like probably pretty harmless, but I am trying to look at him.
He's pretty good at his deception. He looks at you. He says, "I was simply trying to work out what the effects would be on yourselves if you used the device too often, merely to keep you safe, you understand." Flint and Floria, you both believe him. Warren, he's holding, or both his hands are raised, but he's standing in a very strange position which he hasn't shifted from, and he's kind of leaning over the desk in front of him.
Step away from the desk.
There
are no lies in the House of Delu. Come forward. Otherwise, flames will see what truth is. I like to intimidate him if I can.
You have advantage.
Okay.
Oh!
He looks
My
at
voice
you.
cracks. Get over here.
Well, as you're saying that, he looks at you and he says, "It's not what you think. This is it's a prototype." He says, as he steps away, you can see there's pieces of that crystalline golden device that he was building. Floria, you saw it. I don't think you ever saw it, Flint, and I don't think you saw it, Warren. So it doesn't really make much sense to you guys. But Floria, you see that device. It's unfinished. As he's stepping away, he goes, "You haven't called this place the Temple of Delu in years.
What are you talking about?"
Flint, at this point, will put down the lasso, draw his rifle, and basically step up to point-blank range with the rifle aimed at McCready's chest.
I'm gonna go like, whoa, 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 whoa!
He'll say, him, the big fella, take off that control collar now.
What?
Did I stutter?
No. Bend, he says, and the terrified Ironborn slowly starts to bend down. It's like fingernails on chalkboards for you, Flint, as you hearing all of his joints. He must be in incredible pain as he's so rusted and badly maintained as he bends down low. The McCready looks over at you. I need to get to his collar, if that's.
I'll allow him to move, but I'll keep him within the muzzle of the rifle.
I would look at Flint and like, Flint, remember what I said before we ran off towards the portal? That what would happen if that device went off in here and shifted time?
Oh, I'm aware.
So...
You're from the compound? The original iteration? He says as he stops even thinking about the Ironborn and turns and looks at the three of you.
As he sort of turns, I'm going to basically thrust the end of the muzzle into his back.
Some things don't change, I see. He says as he starts to work on the collar.
How many years has it been since we went to the compound?
The compound?
When did you first come here?
You mean on H23641?
Yes.
Oh, it's got to be 20 years now. Something along those lines. He says as he's busy fiddling with the device on the Warforged.
Remember the Warren?
And what happened when you arrived?
Most certainly not what I had expected to happen. I can assure you of that.
Yeah, don't tell me about your expectations. You tell me what happened.
He pops off the restraining collar.
Yep, I'll sort of put my hand out for him to hand it over.
He turns and looks at you and looks at the three of you whilst holding this thing. I must admit, if you're back to worshipping Delu, you have no idea how happy that makes me. Warren, things got bad.
Like how?
The Warforged suddenly stands up completely and just buries his hammer on top of McCready, turning him into red paste underneath it.
No!
I've been meaning to do that for a long time.
Flint looks up at the Ironborn. So what actually happened here?
Damn flesh bags went round killing one another. Time changed. Again and again and again.
Was it the thing that McCready was playing around with?
He looks down at the broken, or the one that's busy being rebuilt. That infernal machine. Flesh bags affected by it didn't remember what they'd done. We did. We don't forget. We don't change in time. Much.
So, which one of the flesh bags have it now?
He looks down and he looks at Warren. That one. Only different.
You know where we might find him?
wait around. They come back here every now and again to check on McCready, make sure he ain't building another one.
How often you reckon that happen?
Once a week. They're due today, that's why he thought you were coming.
Why would they keep him alive if he's such a liability?
The device doesn't work as they thought it would. Doesn't allow them to finish their work.
I don't suppose you might be willing to help us out, old timer. I know it's asking a lot of you once you just got your freedom, but this whole mess here ain't supposed to be the way things are. With that collar off your neck, you rest assured that ain't no one gonna tell you what to do from now on, but if you can lend us any of your aid, I'd be mighty appreciative.
I can try, but I don't know how much juice is left in the tank.
Well, all you need to do is make sure that when the other wees, come here, you make sure they think that McCready's still alive and that he's preoccupied for the time being. Give us at least a bit of an upper hand here.
Alright, but you better watch out for yourselves. You ain't decent.
So we went.
Let me show you. And he starts to very badly limp out of the chamber. Are you following?
Yeah.
I guess, can I, how much, so, okay, McCready's like a paste on the floor, but like, is there still like bits and organs? And
Oh, yeah.
all that kind of-
I mean, he's broken and, yes, he was hit by a ton of metal, basically.
I am my sacred flame, his body, to go. Just, may the fires of Delu burn until only truth remains. I just follow.
The golem...
I'll make sure there's no fire nearby the... Oh, sorry, no paper nearby the fire when he does that.
Like,
Just
wait.
push one of the tables, just a little bit further away, just to be safe.
I'm not liking this at all.
Yeah, well, whatever's happened, it's turned us. I think, I don't even know what to think. I can't even imagine what I would even need to go through in order to get to a point where I think all of this is okay. Same with Warren and you, Floria. I don't think there's anything that would make us turn like this. There's something not right with those others.
I
think
might
you-
be able to understand. I just feel so angry. I wonder if the other one does too. Just so angry.
I'm gonna message Flint and I'm like, if he found out about his family, it might have. And I like point at Flint and message that to you.
Mm-hmm. He won't respond to it, but he will sort of. Well, he won't even acknowledge it. He'll just carry on. We're still going to be following the
Sure.
the large.
The Ironborn leads you out of the temple and towards the tree. There is a pit around the back end of the tree, which you wouldn't normally have been able to see. And in this pit, there are bodies. Lots and lots of bodies. Possibly 600, 700, 800 bodies. It's all yourselves. It's Floria's, it's Warren's, it's Flint's, just broken, and some have rotted away to skeletons, others are still decomposing. There's 3 that look fairly fresh that are bloated and black because of the rot that has happened.
By the spark of the Creator, what manner of hell is this?
They bring back corpses every week.
We have to stop them. And I do have an idea. I mean, okay, so you said like to preoccupying them with thinking McCree is alive.
Wait,
What if we ambush them? Or like maybe like just take them by surprise?
is it the same iterations who done all of this?
There's
That's
three
what it
of
sounds
you.
like.
The same 3 or 5. Do they only kill when we come to the hub, or they go looking for us?
They hunt.
Oh, good God, they know probably we're here.
In
They're
that case, it
killing
doesn't
us.
matter.
I'll
Why? Why? Why would they kill? Why would they kill us over and over again?
I don't think at this point it matters why. We can't think of why. We need to survive. These people are, these other versions of us are, they're not us. They are taking evil by the initiative and we have to stop it.
Okay, so the best way I can think of this is they've been fighting Florias and Warrens and Flints forever, so they have the upper hand because they know our tactics. So what are our own weaknesses that we can use against them?
Ain't gonna work. That's like saying a rabbit coming out of a hole with a bunch of rabbits is gonna go take down a hunter.
No, but
Just the 3 of us ain't gonna do nothing for someone who's killed that many versions of each of us. I'm sure every single one of those Felorios came up with a plan. I'm sure every single one of those Warrens charged headlong into it, and every single Flint tried to take up sniping positions in their buildings. And all of them were in that hole. But I've got an idea.
what?
Maybe our biggest problem was we tried to work this through alone. Big fella, is I sort of try and describe the building where the first shifters were. Is that building still around?
He lifts his arm and points to the burnt and ruined structure, the Acropolis, or Parthenon that you saw before.
Flint says, when we were there talking to the first shifters, they used a device, a giant mirror, in order to look through the broken dimensions, connected all of them. Now, we might not be able to take out these 3 versions of ourselves on our own, but if we're all connected, as it says we should be, if Feloria, you could cast a message through all of the Flints, all of the Felorias, tell them to get back to the hub at this time, we might be able to do something, take a stand.
I think that might actually break reality, but you might have something. How would they always know where to find us? If we can get there and make that our mission, we might die here. But if they can't find any other Florias, Flints, or Warrens through that mirror, we could give the others a fighting chance.
Look, I think that should be a plan B. I mean, I definitely think that's on the table, but if we don't stop them here, whether or not they go back in time and find another mirror, we need to be able to do something to be able to get this done once and for all.
Wait, if they're currently here, they might already know we should keep moving, because if they go just exactly from the mirror here, or if they have the mirror stashed, and we're still standing here, they get the drop on us, so we should continue this conversation moving.
I bet they're already here.
Well, then let's get going.
Where are you moving?
We're gonna start making our way towards the building where the first shifters were. Flint will also ask the loader if he can try, when they show up, to stall them for as long as he can. Any amount of time that he can buy them will go a long, long way.
They don't pay me much mind. I don't know how successful I'll be.
Warren, Flint, if we do get into a fight with ourselves, go for me first. I'm the physically weakest of the 3 of us, and I think you could exploit her weakness. If she has a Varian, she will try to protect her right pocket. Go for that, Feloria, instead of Warren and Flint getting up on her and get her first.
I think diverting our attentions like that might be exactly what they're thinking. If it comes down to it, don't even worry about the fight. The objective is what we need to focus on, getting that mirror. As you say, if we lose down here, at least we give the others a fighting chance.
Yeah. Let's go.
But don't worry, Feloria. If it does come down to it, you be sure that none of us here are gonna hesitate.
But that also means if they have the same tactic, they'll go for me first.
I won't let them pass.
All right.
As you're approaching the ruins of the structure, again, you see more. You're not entirely sure what they are. They're survivors, perhaps, refugees, forgotten souls, scurrying about in the debris of structures and things, trying to survive the aftermath of whatever happened here. And it takes you a good long while to make your way up onto the hill. How are you approaching the structure? Are you just walking up the main street, which is the least cluttered?
Yes, but cautiously. I think moving from like the cornice to cornice, debris to debris, but staying close to that relatively clear path.
Gotcha.
Because I would imagine, or I'd explain to everyone that Flint's basic hunting tactics when he was operating alone, when I was doing stuff alone, was to wait in ambush and keep eyes out on such trails that I would then intentionally clear for people or critters to walk through before I shot them. So if that's what this Flint's doing now, then we don't want to be anywhere near this.
There is a loud bang, Flint. You get shot for 5 points damage. It sounds like your own rifle.
Yep.
Oh God!
Ugh. That's what I've been doing to people. This is horrible. Ugh. I'll get in the cover and say, "Get down!"
From this wound on his shoulder, which direction did it come from?
Towards the Acropolis, where you're heading.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to get behind like a wall and tell like Warren, Warren isn't there.
Okay. I'm gonna look around and see like man, can I see anybody?
Give me a perception
Like,
check.
Okay. Like, I'm gonna see where they are. I hope I can.
Nope. Well, I'll tell you now. Give me a second here, as I'm just going to bring it. Skills. His stealth check is. I don't know why I rolled it twice, and I don't know why. Oh, he has disadvantage. You do see him because he's very bad at hiding. Gosh, you're bad at hiding.
I am terrible at hiding.
Yeah.
Another Warren. Let's see. I'm be sneaky.
Not evil, Warren.
Not evil, Warren. So there is indeed a Flint who is perched atop some of the rubble towards the front of the Acropolis, busy reloading his rifle.
I see him. He's up on the cliff.
How far away are we from the temple, and how far away from the Acropolis?
You are about half a mile from the temple. It's about 500 yards behind you, and from the Acropolis, you are about, say, 100 feet.
Okay. I'm going to suggest we that can you two, can you begin making your way forward, just bit by bit. Try not to get shot. I need to grab something from the temple, and I'll be right back.
What? What are you trying to get? We need to stay together.
Trust
Lori
me.
might be manning the mirror.
Trust me. This is what needs to happen. We need to get some more help.
I can't protect you if you're too far from me.
Don't worry, I ain't gonna go anywhere that guy can shoot us. Thanks for telling me where he was, Warren. I can stay out of his line of sight as long as you guys keep drawing fire away from me.
Okay.
All right.
Don't die.
All right, I'm re-rolling all initiatives, and the initiative currently sits with the large, lumbering golem who looks down at you.
Oh shoot! Is this still that same map, by the way?
No. I don't actually have a map for this. I did not
That's
prepare a map
awesome.
for this. So, Theatre of the Mind. The large golem looks down. What do you want me to do?
I need to grab something from that pit. And I point at the pit that has the bodies of the Felorias, Warrens, and Flints.
He nods, he turns, and then he starts charging towards the ruins of the Acropolis, just bellowing out with the hammer raised as high as he possibly can, making as much of a distraction as he can. It works because Evil Flint attacks him. Give me an attack roll, please, Michael.
No!
Oh, that's how you're doing it.
That's how I'm doing it.
So,
I'm literally getting to fight myself.
So, are we're role-playing the evil versions of ourselves as well?
Yes, sir.
Yes! Oh my god!
Oh, I know what to do.
So,
So
I
far,
just told
it's
what I
only
would do.
Evil Flint. So far, it's only Evil Flint that we've seen. So just bear that in mind.
So Evil Flint has one whole half of his head has basically been welded shut. Like his eye has basically been shut closed.
Right.
The other eye has been replaced with a more high-tech version of Flint's eye.
Right.
That sits onto his scope. As he takes aim very carefully, he says, "You goddamn big idiot. Every time I tell you to keep quiet, y'all have to make some noise. Well, here's one more noise for you."
Bang! You hit him. Do your damage. I'll add it to the poor old golem.
That is...
Oh, 18 damage.
and I'm going to try and trip him, obviously. Well, again. I know I should have mentioned that before.
Sure, you're going to try and trip him. That's a
Oh my
strength
God.
save.
Guy's actually the most evil dungeon master I've ever seen. He's making us hurt ourselves.
You wanted to do it. I
actually do.
No, he's making me kill the NPC I care most about at the moment.
Right. Hey, again. Right, so yes, you hit him. He rolls a 17 for his strength save. So the bullet punctures straight through his chest plate and out the back. And he falters slightly, but he carries on rushing forward.
Action surge.
Sure.
Because he's quite big.
He is.
And once again, I'm going to try and trip him.
Sure thing. That's another hit. Do your damage.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
21 damage.
God!
This just blasts straight into this poor bloke, but he remains firm with a natural 20 strength. This blew off the side of his head. So he's got one half of his eye is missing. He's just now stumbling forward blindly, starting to swing and bash and destroy as much as he possibly can. Feloria, the good one.
Oh, my dream is showing.
So I'm looking for, as this is happening, I'm going to start dashing around the building to get a closer way up to, and then like get behind another building, like kind of like
Okay,
over.
sure. You dash, you double move, you get around.
Well, not dashing. Sorry, I'm running like a person, just going. I'm not taking a double move, and then I'm going to be trying to look for Warren because I'm expecting him to be just waiting somewhere.
Give me a perception check, if you please. Actually, you don't have to because he's glowing with black energy.
Yeah.
Is he?
I was gonna say, Guy, I wanted to do this like way before like this initiative, and I just forget it.
Oh.
I didn't speak up fast enough. It's fine.
All right. Evil Warren is standing inside the Acropolis, watching Evil Flint try to take out this group, but he can now see the massive Ironborn that is charging up the stairs, and he seems to be like shaking his head as if this scenario has played out before. And yes, the Ironborn comes running up, and Flint shoots the Ironborn, but the Ironborn gets to Flint, and sometimes hits Flint, and sometimes the evil Flint dies. You know, so there's this whole sort of, he's bored and just waiting for almost his cue to start acting.
This is 20 years later, also, Warren, right?
This is 20 years later, Warren. So, yes, if it wasn't for the same nose and hair color, you might have mistaken this for a very large anti-paladin. Very buff-looking, very aggressive-looking warrior.
Evil Flint will sort of turn to Evil Warren and say, "You gonna get this one, or you gonna let it just get up here again?"
God, I'm just so bored with this scenario. We played this so many times. But I guess if you can't do your own job, I'll just take care of the useless hunk of metal.
Yeah.
That's what you are seeing, Floria? There is a set of stairs behind Warren 2 that leads down into a well-lit room. It's the only area that doesn't look destroyed.
All right. So I'm going to. How close is he to me?
Evil Warren is about 35 feet away.
30 feet away?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to cast Bane on him. Actually, up to 3 creatures of my choice that I can see within range must make charisma saving throws. When a target fails those saving throws, any attack rolls or saving throws, or before the spell ends, the target must roll a d4 and subtract that number from it.
Yeah, Warren doesn't even notice your Bane spell as it just washes away and around him.
It'd also be Flint because up to 3 creatures. So I thought it was only 1. So
Sure.
also Flint has to make 1.
Charisma
I'm just
saving throw.
cracking my neck. Just
Yeah.
can I have someone more entertaining? For God's sake.
Oh, Flint fails!
All right, well, Evil Flint fails after having done 35 points of damage.
So anytime.
Oh yeah, I forgot about her.
Anytime they do an attack roll or saving throw before my spell ends, and this I can concentrate up to for a minute.
All right.
They must make a d4 and then subtract that number from what they roll.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Wait, I'm just going to add this effect to you so I am reminded of that fact. So you are baned minus 1. Bane. Minus 1d4 attack rolls, right?
Yeah, attack rolls and saving throws.
And saves. Great stuff.
By the way, like you see like the weapon form, and it is completely different. It looks like it basically looks like this. Just it is a warhammer, but it has a lot of spikes on it and this really long crooked hook on the opposite end. Where, like, if it actually digs into the flesh, it's gonna be a rough time getting that back out.
It is
just like
indeed.
a big block of spikes, almost like a maul.
Yeah, and it is Evil Warren's turn, and yes, you remember in some iterations, oh yes, Valoria tried to sneak around the back, and then the spell washes over you, and...
Oh, there she is again.
There she is
Poor
again.
little girl. Do I have her in my sight?
You have her in your sight.
I went around the corner.
Yeah, so you can get to her. I mean, you know that she's around there somewhere. You know that there's the Ironborn in front of you, and probably Flint is trying to find a position of opportunity. Sometimes he does that.
Hey, Flint, you play with the big guy. I got a little girl that I gotta put to bed. And how far away am I from her?
30 feet.
Shatter.
You throw shatter onto just the general area, or onto
just that. Just like in that area, I know she's there, so I'm just gonna do that.
I don't know what that is.
Please make a Constitution saving throw.
Con save?
Yeah.
Yep.
Good for Laura.
Yeah. Oh, I fail.
Cool. You take 3d8 thunder damage. And I believe you're deaf.
Oh my god.
Jeez.
All right.
No. Apparently it's a different spell. Actually, I think it's
It's a loud ringing noise, but up to you, guy.
All right, no, loud ringing noise is fine. You're not deafened, though. That would change things significantly. You can roll your 3d8 damage, though. That's a lot of damage.
Oh my god!
Damn.
Oh, that hurts.
Yeah, above
Come out
average
and
damage.
play, little girl.
Oh, that's what he's shouting. Are you adding your damage, Florio, or shall I?
Yeah, you can do it.
All right. Here we go. 16 points damage as Evil Warren does that. Evil Warren, are you going to move?
Oh yeah, but very casually.
Just sort of saunter over. It's like you've killed so many of these. He is truly evil. Good Warren.
Don't you dare! Okay, so I'm gonna try to find. Okay, so Flint's right behind me.
He's run off behind you.
Oh, he ran off. Damn it! There's no way I could do this. All right, forget this. I'm just gonna scream no, and run. Just there's no point. I'm running right at evil me as fast as I can.
Right.
Yeah, this is the best thing to do. I'd be like, Gloria, get out of here! I got this! And I cast Bless on the both of us.
That's 1d plus 1d4 to attacks and saves, right?
Yep.
All right.
Yep. And I have my Warhammer out, and I just point it right back at him. Just, you have lost your light, for I am going to be the wielder of Delu. I am the light and the hope for all darkness. No demon, fey. And as you see, like actual like this fire start to surround him just a little bit, and around the hammer, glowing with eyes, just will stop in my path. I will find the flames and bring the truth. And it kind of goes back to normal, Warren. Just, you and your fickle gods. How cute.
I'm just going to watch this show from now on. All right, Flint, what are you doing as this epic dialogue is happening up on the Acropolis?
Flint heads down into the pit filled with corpses. His intention, he's going to be going through the pockets of his dead comrades, specifically the Flints, the Warrens, but also the Florias. And he is looking for the following 3 items, should he find them.
All right, before you list them.
Oh yeah.
It's half a mile.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna.
While it would normally take you about 500,000 rounds, by which time I suspect that one of the 2 Warrens will have delivered an epic monologue, and something will have happened to poor old Valoria. You can jump.
Oh yeah. I'm going to use the rough stones to teleport.
I mean that kind of jump, as in it's just at the bottom of a cliff. You've had experience with cliff jumping before.
Oh god dang it! Damn it, guy! Oh, okay, I'll do it.
If you do that, you'll get to the pit next round.
I will jump, but I will also use my lasso, which I now have conveniently prepared, to basically what's the word when
repel.
Repel. There you go.
Thank you. I'm going to repel down the cliff, not jump, not fall, not tumble. God damn it. Yeah, I'm going to do that, and
perfect. Give me an athletics check, please. As you rappel down, you have advantage on the roll. Do not roll away.
Yes. Okay. I swear to God. Okay. Here we go.
Oh god.
13. Yeah, you're okay. You rappel down very cautiously, and you eventually get to the base. And yes, you can next round get to the pit. Evil Floria, you are in the observation room where the mirror has been placed, and you have simply been watching the 3 of you go about what you have done maybe 10, 15 times before, and you know what happens next. Warren 2 is going to take Floria 1. There's a whole bunch of adult-rated actions that are then going to happen, and as much as you have asked him not to do it, he seems to enjoy doing more of it. Evil
As long
Flint,
as it's not me, I don't really care.
yeah, I would imagine so. What are you doing? You know that Flint, well, where the other Flint has gone, you're not sure. simply because you can only watch one space at a time.
I'm going to scan for him then, because he's the only one that I haven't seen in his normal places, right? He hasn't perched up, he hasn't taken shots, he hasn't done anything.
Correct.
So I just watched my Floria get hit.
Yeah.
Warren's doing his normal monologue, so I'm looking for Flint.
It's like, he talks to himself like that every time. You know that every time.
So much.
It's like
This Floria around her has a skirt made of all the pockets of all the other Florias.
oh my gosh! So she has variant everywhere.
No, she has like kind of taken the material, shaken him out, destroyed the pockets, and then have sewn it into like a dress of like almost like a trophy robe.
Wow. Okay, give me a perception check as you are scanning for the other Flint.
Boop. 12.
He is at the base of the cliff heading... Well, he's just got to the base of the cliff near the ruined Temple of Delu. You know that MacCready has been kept down there by the three of you for the last 20 years because there are issues with his time-jumping device that the three of you have been using to gain more power so that you can hunt down and destroy any other versions of yourself within the universe.
Why are we hunting ourselves down?
The simple reason is because the three of you caused the Clack Clack Door invasions.
Oh. I see. I'm going to then go out to tell Flint, or Warren, that he needs to go deal with the other Flint.
All right, so you imperiously sort of sweep up the stairs, holding your skirt of pockets of Feloria. Sure. You can see that these two Warrens are squaring off. Older Warren, the 36-year-old, versus the 35-year-old versus the 15-year-old, whatever. They're doing their usual flame-on type of stuff. Golden flames, black flames.
I'll look over to Flint and like, yourself might be causing a problem with MacCready. I want you to go and deal with it.
He sort of looks at the large lumbering loader, looks at it heading straight towards Evil Warren.
Yeah.
Sort of chews on what might be tobacco, but it's probably just oil, and he spits it to the ground. He says, "Yeah, right. I reckon he can face off with that. But look, if I get back, 5 script, one of them says, 'You'll never get away with this.'" And I'll Evil Flint will then rappel down the side of the building and make his way towards the other Flint.
Right.
I'm gonna shout back and be like, I'll take your bet to say that Warren says something about Dello about 5 times this fight.
5 times.
5 times.
So it rappels down.
All right. The massive...
Everybody knows he said it like twice.
Right,
so.
right. The old Ironborn gets to the top of the stairs and swings out wildly at Evil Warren. So I'm just going to do this for ease for myself. Sorry, give me a second here. So that's Warren, that's Flint. So he swings out wildly at Evil Flint. Evil Warren, sorry, and gets a natural 1. He completely misses, but he does get to make 2 attacks. So he swings again and gets a natural 20.
Oh!
And deals 21 damage to Evil Warren. That's a lot of damage to Evil Warren. But yes, that's what he does.
That's cute.
Yeah. Absolutely. So yeah, that's what he has done. Next up, Evil Flint, who's busy running. You get to the top of the cliff face.
He'll look down and see where other Flint is. He sees him going into the pit, and he's not quite sure what he's trying to do, but he's going to wait till he climbs out. So he's going to set up an ambush so that when he climbs out, he's going to basically ready his shot. Is there any way, because of what he's doing, to get advantage on that shot?
Yes, you'll get advantage. Absolutely.
Cool. Yep. So he's gonna do that.
Philoria.
So I'm around the corner from where he hit me.
You've just watched yourself walk out of the stairs.
Yep. Oh, I don't like it. Alright. So I am going to... Oh my gosh, this is so bad. I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers at Evil Warren and start whispering that Delu would be disappointed in him, and he has failed his family by being from doing it.
What is the DC and what is the check? Is it Charisma? Dissonant Whispers?
Dissonant Whispers, so they must make
Or is it Wisdom, actually?
It's a Wisdom saving throw.
Oh, it's wisdom. I thought it was good. We do it again.
Wisdom saving throw.
Oh,
He fails. He takes
fails.
3d6 damage and must spend his immediate reaction to move as far as his speed will allow.
Wow. Okay. Roll your 3d6 damage.
Wah! 9 damage.
points of damage. That puts.
I think is he down?
No, not yet. He's taken 30
Okay.
points of damage in total.
Yeah.
He's halfway there.
No more.
gonna tell-
He's gone.
All right. So he moves as far away from you as he possibly can. Sure.
Yeah, he must. Does that provoke an attack of opportunity from you,
It
Young
does
Warren?
not. If something causes you to leave a threatened space, you do not provoke an attack of opportunity.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah, Evil Warren's turn. Evil Warren rushes away 30 feet with this.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Let's see. So, I'm not frightened, right?
No.
Yeah,
No, it's not fear. Oh, wait, maybe. Wait, how's it go? I don't think it's frightened.
reduces fear.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it just hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's racked with terrible pain.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to heal myself with my
Yeah.
unspent 3d6.
How do you kill a paladin when they keep healing themselves? All right.
And then I use my action to be like, "You little bitch," and just shoot out a guiding bolt for second level. So
Make your attack against Valoria.
that's
Is this contested? I guess not.
let's see. So I believe
Might be a saving throw.
No.
It's
It's
a ranged
it's an
attack.
attack with guiding bolt, but I gotta
Ranged.
find it.
I have blessed too.
Bless is
That's for
saving
saving
throw,
throws.
saving throws and attacks.
So it's 3. So it's so it's +6 to hit. That's
Yeah.
I just want to click on that.
Yeah.
Or 6. So not +5. Get out of here.
I should not have pissed off the paladin.
Bam.
19. That's a hit.
My AC.
So that's
Yeah,
gonna
my
be
AC is
5d6
18.
radiant damage.
Oh God, I'm probably unconscious.
Let me see. Yep, it's because it's another level, so it's 5d6. So.
Oh, I need some
Great ones.
help.
Ooh.
14
Oh, I'm not.
damage.
I'm not unconscious.
Fast. But the next attack on you will have advantage.
Good. All right. There's some trouble in Chinatown. Young
Yeah,
Warren.
there's like this big old like black energy, this like sickly just shooting out of his this small like warhammer just.
Is it like is it a warhammer or does it look a bit like an axe?
What's that
No,
spiky
it's-
maul?
It's a very spiky maul that has like a nasty hook at like the end of it, so it is still
Okay.
technically a warhammer, but like
Okay.
it just looks. It's something
Just
that is meant to pummel and make things into pulp.
Okay, no, I just fear Floria has a phobia of axes, so I need to make sure it was not an axe. Because
Damn it!
I'd have to act very different if it was.
Oh,
Evil
you know what?
Warren remembers an axe.
Because
next
he
time.
can do this as a free action. He thinks about it, he's like, oh yeah, and it just grows into like this like long kind of like battle axe. You just
Oh, that's not fair. I should never have told you that.
but I remember as an evil Warren.
Nonetheless,
All right,
it
let's
is
see.
Good Warren's turn.
I will never become you. Let's see. Think. Okay, so best thing to do. You know what? Yeah. I'm gonna cast as a bonus action Hex onto my evil self.
and just be like, "You stay right there and accept your punishment." And I run at him with green flame blade.
Nice.
Flame hammer. And let's see. So this is gonna be a +7 to hit. Come on, me. I know you have a high AC. All right.
No. No, you don't. Well, you smack against the armor of Evil Warren. Evil Warren is looking at Floria. I mean, you're just a 15-year-old version. Exactly. Good Flint, you rush over to the base of the pit. What are you looking for?
I'm going to look for the following items. Number one, the thing I'm actually looking for is I'm going to be looking in expectation that some of these Warrens and Flints didn't successfully detonate the explosives from the Goblins' train, and may perhaps still have the Goblins' clay explosives on their person.
From 20 years ago? Sure. Okay.
Well, no, because these ones are from scattered times, right?
They are different times, yes. So
Yeah,
some
but-
might be
yeah.
20 years, some might be.
Yeah,
earlier.
so- yeah.
Sure.
So, yeah.
So that's one of the things you're looking for. Okay. Give me an investigate check.
Okay. Investigation. Here we go. Oh, no. 5.
Yeah, you kind of rummage through. Thankfully, you are Ironborn, so you don't care the fact that some of the bodies, when you grab them, your hand just completely sinks into the flesh because it's so rotten that it just peels off of the bone in great big grey chunks. Yeah, sometimes you sort of grab a body and you rip and you just get the bone that you were holding. The rest of it sort of stays there as you're rummaging around. What else are you looking for?
Okay. The second thing I'm going to be looking for is in the first section that we were in, there was the swamp gas that we found the refugees in.
Right.
That they were all hiding there.
Yeah.
Floria has always been very, very passionate about the swamp gas trying to be used to basically hinder the Clack door in a particular way.
Right.
So I'm going to see if any of these Florias actually managed to find or even have, sort of that kind of like gaseous orb of some kind on their persons.
Got you. Give me another investigate check.
Come on, fancy ground. I know you and I haven't seen eye to eye. Give me something.
One of the Florias that you roll over, firstly, the sight that greets you is someone who, it looks like she died by being beaten to death.
Yep.
Because her face is all blue and black and red, and it's quite horrific. However, she is wearing this incredibly skin-tight, it looks like a uniform. And you realize that the skin is perhaps shark skin of some kind. Again, it's uncertain because it's ripped open in certain places and things. However, there is attached to her side this very green canister. And it looks as if it can contain gas. You don't know what type of gas it might contain, but it does look like it's designed to be thrown and explode.
All right, I'll take the canister.
Sure.
And the last thing I'm going to look for, with very little expectations of actually finding it, are any rough stones.
Sure. All
That
right.
they might have.
Give me an investigate check.
Okay, 15.
15. Roll a d20 for me. No advantages, nothing. Just roll a d20 straight up.
I can't imagine that I would not have gone through the pockets and stole those rough stones.
You find 12 of them.
Oh.
I imagine some of them would be hidden. Like, I know Flint would, if he knew he was being hunted, would definitely hide them on his person.
You find sort of 2 here, 3 here, a couple there. That's about it. Evil Floria, what are you doing?
Eo Floria is going to try to cast Sleep on Warren.
Young Warren, I assume.
Young Warren.
Boy.
So she has to roll 5d8.
All right.
The total must have how many hit points the
points.
creature has in the spell before he goes to sleep. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Boop.
You don't get it.
28.
Evil Floria throws the spell out, It washes over young Warren, but it doesn't seem to have any effect whatsoever.
I feel sleepy, but I don't.
I'm so trumped up right now.
I look mildly perturbed,
Uh-huh.
and I'm gonna ask Evil Worm, like, where's the girl?
Actually, where is she? Because I shot a guiding bolt at her.
Yeah, you shot a guiding bolt at her.
I'm like just slightly around the corner, so from where he's standing, he can see her, but I can't see her because I'm by the doorway.
Yeah, she ran off around the corner. You know how you are, I guess.
I flip him off and then I walk away.
Love you too, sweet cheeks.
There you
Choke
go.
on your own tongue and die.
Wow, so much love in the room. Oh my gosh, another critical hit from this shield golem as it just slams into Evil Warren.
I'm gonna call him Rusty.
Yeah. Evil Warren takes 18 points of damage and is knocked flat.
Yes.
Hell's rebuke before I go down, baby.
Is it evil?
What does it do?
It's just 46 fire damage if it's attacked.
Yeah, sure, roll it.
Because that is what Evil Warren would have. He's just like, you dumb hunk of metal.
Oh, nice. 11 points of damage. The golem, the golem, the Ironborn kind of creaks back as the flames sear through his joints and his hammer arm just goes completely dead. It looks like he's been taken out of action. Wait, what happened? Why did it change? There we go. Yeah, he kind of grinds to a halt and looks as if he's been completely taken out of action. Flint, would you please make an attack against yourself with advantage as you watched yourself dig through the corpses? This has not happened before.
Yeah, I don't trust it. Uh-oh.
You hit yourself.
Quit hitting yourself. Quit hitting yourself.
Yeah, why you hit
okay.
yourself, Flint?
Wait, do you? You have to roll Bane. You have Bane, so you have to roll a D4. So if
yes,
you're
right.
higher than 15, you might possibly.
Did Flint get Bane?
Oh,
He did get Bane, that's right. So that's
Yep,
only a
so-
16 to hit.
16 to hit. One hit, Flint.
does?
You are so lucky.
Oh, dang it. Give us a minute. No. I'll go on. You're an Ironborn as well. Why are you even helping them? I'm helping myself. After what happened, ain't no left but me. That'll be true freedom, where I'm not confined by a culture that ain't willing to fight for itself. You're the one fighting for it, you dang idiot.
Holy fuck.
And this debate keeps going on. Feloria the living, or the real, the good one, the nice one. What are you doing?
All right. So did the Dark Paladin go down?
Yes, he has dropped.
Perfect. I'm going to yell, Warren, she's out of hide and get her, and I'm gonna try to cast. Oh my god, I'm going to cast. Which one is it? Whole person. On
Against
her.
yourself. Make your.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast.
Make your save against yourself.
Yeah. Oh god. She failed it.
She failed it. Evil
first thing I thought
Feloria
was me.
suddenly freezes. Looking perturbed, I think was her last emotion that she was on. Are you
For a
moving
second, I
from
thought
where you
I
are?
failed.
You throw out your hold spell. You hold yourself. Are you then moving?
I'm going to like walk. Oh god. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna get behind her and start like trying to hold her just in case.
All right. Evil Warren, his saving throw. No, he's considered to be an NPC. But give me a saving throw anyway for Evil Warren. Life death
Got
save.
it.
Woohoo! Woo! He failed.
Dying.
Failed. That's one death save. Oh my goodness. All right. He is dying. Good Warren.
I hope you find peace. And I'm gonna run forward towards the Floria.
Held Floria. Yes. She's holding her skirts up, looking very angry.
Okay, yeah, I run right at her as hard as I can. Just well, actually, bonus action, move the hex onto her since Bad Me is down.
Sure.
This madness has to stop!
And
Flame hammer!
you have advantage.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Let's. Woo! And we've nope. Get out of here.
Oh, this
And
is-
we've got blast.
We've got all the blasts.
You got it all.
Let's do it. Oh. Okay, here, come back. Let's do it. There we go.
That's a hit.
Wait, I'm blessed. There it is.
That's a more of a hit.
Yay! All right, let's do this. So with this, I'm gonna use now Warren. Warren spent only spent a warlock spell for the hex. Spent one paladin spell, and now I'm using my last. So sorry, my last warlock, because I didn't know I could do this, but now I can. I'm doing a 2nd level smite on her.
Nice.
So this is gonna be basically 5d8 of damage.
Nice.
So
Nice. Is evil Feloria as
there's no
prone
evil
to
Floria.
falling over as good Feloria? Let's find out. Roll the dice.
So let's see. So this is from the Warhammer, because that's why I added the damage modifier to this.
Sure.
Ha!
7.
And then this is just the fire damage.
Right. 12.
Let's see, and then this is gonna be the radiant damage.
22 damage to evil Feloria, who is no longer held, by the way. As she
she's
takes
down?
damage. No, she takes damage, so the spell stops. So yes, you slam into her. Please tell me that's how a whole person works. Yes.
No,
Nope.
they can make a wisdom saving throw.
What?
That's sleep.
On her
Sleep.
turn. On her turn.
Yeah, I think it's sleep that works that way.
Yep. So she's stuck until she makes that save.
What?
Whole person.
Evil
Hey.
Flint's like, I'm getting out of here.
All right. Okay. So that's what's
You
going
didn't
to
know
be
what's
happening.
happening.
Good Flint. You're at the bottom of this.
Okay. Well, Evil Flint's kind of changed my plans. All right, so all the Flints have a sort of like a device as an internal structure for the Ironborn, which for him gives him his action surge. He activates it and
Right.
activates the canister to charge it up. It's an accelerant. He is going to try and recover the accelerant and maybe some of. I mean, he doubts that any of them are working because these ones are deactivated. If there are any live power cores in any of the Flints.
Okay. Give me an investigate check for the accelerant.
Okay, come on, guys. I need your help.
You do need a
Help
good
me.
number here.
I need good numbers.
You do.
All right. Oh,
That'll
yes!
do it. You
Dirty 20.
find 2 accelerant canisters that at first you think they were expended, and then you realize no. It's just grime and muck that makes them look expended. They're actually
Wait.
still usable.
Please add 6 on her damage. She was hexed.
She was hexed on top of that. So
Yeah.
yes, you find 2 of those canisters.
Okay, because I found the accelerant, I don't need the cores.
All right.
I'll
That is
climb
a-
out of the pit.
All right.
I'll climb out of the pit at this point, and I don't think there's any cover around the pit, so I'm just going to climb out, and that's it.
All right. Evil Feloria,
Makes her
you
save.
have just taken a lot of damage from
Yeah.
this
I'm
young
pissed.
Warren.
The save is at
And
the end of
it's at the end of your turn, so give me a will save.
Oh, she would have lucky though.
Okay.
Sure.
Oh, never mind.
But not so lucky.
Aren't you going to use? You will use lucky on that now, though.
I can use lucky on that.
Or
I
is
thought
that
she
how-
just did.
Yeah, I did. I had
Oh,
an
you
8.
did.
And then I
Oh,
rolled a
sorry, I
2.
didn't see the 8. My apologies. Yep, she is still held. Oh boy, this is murder. The
I'm
golem
trying.
kind of clunks forward. I don't know what else I can do, he says, looking at the 2 of you. Evil Flint, you can shoot at yourself again. You have advantage.
Oh, he will. Boop, 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 boop. Die me! as he takes aim, he's just gonna blow through him. Again, this time he's going to use for his combat superiority. He's going to use.
How long does Bane last for?
Oh, that's a
Minute.
good question. Minute.
Yeah.
No, he's just going to use it. Just going to use the action dice for the extra damage.
All right. So does 17 hit you?
A 17. He also pluses a D8, and then
Yeah, but he has to roll the Bane still.
and then the Bane is
Is
a
one.
-1.
Okay,
So,
so
plus
yes, you
6.
hit
so
yourself.
yeah, I hit myself with a 23.
23.
Oh God. Okay.
Because after he missed the first time, he's kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna definitely do that.
Definitely.
So that is 10 plus a D8. That is 18 points of damage. I'll do that. So
All right,
that's
you're gonna do it.
33. Half hit points. Yay!
That's what you do. Good, Floria.
I'm going to ask Warren to help me bind her, so that way we can question her as to why they're hunting us and what have they done, so we can try to reverse it.
Can we knock her unconscious first?
Just as a point of order, Bane is no longer in existence because you cast Hold Person. They're both concentration checks.
That's good point. Good point.
Nonetheless,
Okay, yeah.
doesn't matter. Doesn't affect the outcome. So, Floria, yes. Sorry, what were you saying?
So I'm going to take my 50 feet of rope and start binding this Feloria.
So is Bless. Bless is gone too because I casted X.
That's it. All right, so it's all gone. Evil Warren, give me a death saving throw.
I'm so pissed right now.
2 failed death saving throws to Evil Warren. Good Warren. Evil Floria is being bound and tied together.
Oh, how fair does she look? And I don't mean like pretty, but like, does she look really rough?
No, she looks very badly damaged, yeah. Very injured.
Okay, I really still think we should knock her unconscious. Yeah, because I think we should. But then fine. You have this handled, then I should go help.
Yeah.
Okay, Eldritch Blast it myself, and then Evil Flint.
Wait, so you're gonna? Well, Evil Flint's not there. He's quite far away. He's just as good off down to the cliffside. So you can only see Evil Warren, who's busy
I
lying
can't
there
see.
bleeding.
I can't see Evil Flint.
No. He's so far away you couldn't see him yet.
You'd have to go back. We
So-
walked quite a ways.
Okay.
Since Evil Flint repelled down the side of the building, do they even see where he went, or do they still think he's maybe up there?
Floria knows where he went because Evil Floria told her.
Oh,
Told
right,
him.
yep.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to check. Can I have like what's a rough estimate? Like how far away am I from Evil Flint? Because the spell can go at 120 feet.
Oh, he is. If he went after Good Flint, you're not sure where Good Flint went.
Oh, so he's gone.
He's just gone. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm just gonna. Yeah. Unfortunately, being as Warren, it'd be like. No, in that case, Warren's like, okay, you take care of this. I gotta take care of my thing. I walk over and I just green flame blade right on top of him. Just.
You
Just be like-
execute Evil Warren.
Yeah.
That's really dark for Warren.
No, it's not, because in this case, it's like, I have to stop the evil that could come back. So, may it be wreathed in the truth of flame.
All right, you absolutely destroy him.
And I just keep going as far as I can to go towards Flint, because I know he's in trouble.
All right.
Flint's going to take both canisters. He's not entirely sure what will happen here, and I'm gonna again break my GM. I'm going to activate my action surge engine, and I'm going to take the 2 canisters, and I'm going to jam them into my chest, like kind of like the adrenaline shots.
Surge. Okay, sure. You can take 3 actions.
Yep, overloading my system.
Colors start to turn into sounds as you hyperfocus. What do you do?
Is it 3 or 4? Because I've got the 4 actions.
4
3
actions.
actions.
4 actions.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yep. So I am going to riddle hopefully this Flint with holes, and superiority dice for my at least my first 2 shots, because that's all I've got left.
Right.
So first shot against me. which is a 15 plus 6, so that'll hit.
That's a hit.
So the first damage
Oh, you
is
are rolling damage like a demon.
15 points of damage for the first shot. So
Six.
second shot,
Oh my god.
18, which will actually hit.
Sure.
And that is
11, 17.
15 damage.
15 damage, yeah.
Yep. Third shot. 17. I think that'll hit.
Just on the button. For how much damage?
Sorry, just rolling it now. That is 12 damage.
Okay.
Fourth shot. That'll
That's
hit
a hit.
with another 10 points of damage.
52 damage. However, at exactly the same time, your system explodes and you take 11 points of damage. As pipes burst, etc., 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 etc. You may not surge again until you have been repaired, as you've just blown out everything.
Okay, I'm just going to make a note of that.
Alright. Evil Floria, you are tied up, but you get to make
Bound and held.
You get to make a wisdom saving throw, however.
Still, Holbert's like, this is stupid.
She's just glaring at Warren.
As I walk away, I'm like, bye bye.
12.
You don't beat yourself. You're still held.
Good Valoria's got this!
Evil
Shoot,
Flint,
God.
what are you doing?
Evil Flint sort of is more in shock than anything else. Like, he's never been able to do that before because it seems insane.
Yeah.
He is going to use his last action surge. Sorry, not action surge. Superiority dice.
Right.
So, time to put you down, you troublesome, nosy, and.
You miss shooting yourself.
Hold on. No, that was actually not the attack.
Oh.
Yeah, I actually rolled the wrong thing.
rolled
I got
the wrong
excited.
Dang it.
I did. I know. All right, here we go.
Oh, natural 20.
All right. Okay, so Flint takes.
Just a ton of damage. Well, no, not okay. You're lucky. You're lucky.
Hold on. Oh, wait. That's 12 plus 3 because that didn't double for whatever reason.
I think the superiority dice also doubles too.
I think so.
The
Yeah, I think
superiority
so too.
dice
So-
doubles, yes, but the
So
stack doesn't.
So that's 15. So
yeah.
15, 16,
Ah,
and 16 plus, so 21 extra damage. I am on 1 hit point.
You are on 1 hit point.
This is D&D.
Are on 1 hit point. Floria, good Floria, what are you doing?
So I am going to start running to find the mirror. So I don't know where Flint is.
Right.
So I'm going to go for the mirror.
So you're going to go down the stairs?
Yeah.
Sure thing. You get down the stairs. This entire chamber is covered in maps of Braxia. There are red markings all over the place. There are notes. There's scratchings. Standing in the middle of the room is the mirror. If you want to try and make sense of what this room is all about, you're going to have to give me an investigate check.
I'd rather look into the mirror to see if I can find
Okay.
Flint, because he took off and never came back.
Give me a perception check. Yeah.
19.
Watch as the mirror flits between one Flint who's at the top of the ridge and another Flint who's at the bottom of the ridge, and for a moment it's difficult to tell which is which until you see the one at the top of the ridge only has one eye, and the eye that it has is super detailed. The one at the bottom of the ridge looks as if they're leaking fluid everywhere and does not look healthy. It's also covered in bits of rotting flesh and blood.
Was that my action?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Evil Warren is dead, so I'm going to remove him from the equation. Good Warren, you are rushing. You don't know where you're rushing to until you hear the gunshots. then
Okay,
you
I go in that
definitely
direction.
hear them. Yeah, give me an athletics check, please.
You got it. Oh, I finally get to use this.
Yep, you are a young, one rambunctious character. You dash, leap, jump, vault, and you are getting very close to the edge of the cliff. Give me a perception check as you arrive, please.
You've jumped off this before. You'll be fine.
I did. Dylan told me to.
Yeah.
See, I'll be fine.
Natural 20 on the perception. You see Flint hunkering
Dragon
down
out.
over the edge of the cliff face, busy firing. You also notice, however, that he only has one eye, and it's not the one that he normally has. I'm going to come back to you. Good Flint, you are at the bottom of the cliff.
Good Flint sort of realizes that he's in a hole filled with his friends. He
And is
he
about
pulls
to
out,
fall into said hole himself.
he pulls out the vial of fog, which he hopes that this Feloria managed to synthesize something that works against the clack clack door. He holds it in his hand and protects it, and he readies an action to shoot up at the Flint up the top at the exact moment that the evil Flint shoots, and he says, "God, I hope they're smarter than they look. If anyone can figure this out, they can." And I sort of take that aim.
All right, evil Floria, you get a wisdom saving throw.
I want to win so bad. I want to be
As evil?
evil. I have literally walked out and then got stunned. I just want to be evil.
Not today.
God damn it!
I feel bad.
Evil
I
Flint
want my turn
fires.
to say evil cool things.
Evil Flint fires. Good Flint fires. Good Flint gets a natural 20.
So evil Flint gets a natural 20. Good Flint gets a. Good Flint gets a.
Oh, you're both shooting. See if you know.
I'm gonna use my. Wait, which one has the last superiority dice? Oh damn! Oh wait, no, I have one. I have one superiority dice left.
Make it. 17
17!
hits you. You hit each
Yes!
other. You hit each other. Evil Flint does natural 20 damage though. Well, natural 20, so Evil Flint does lots of damage.
Oh, evil.
What's-
Do I? Regular Flint
Yes.
does
Oh. 7 damage.
7 points of damage, which I think brings him to what was he like
59,
59 plus 7.
No, it brings him to 59.
Oh, brings him to
It
59.
was on
Okay, so
52
he's on
damage.
59.
Yeah.
So as he shoots, the Flint sort of gets shot straight in the chrome.
Right.
As he sort of leans back, he falls into the big pile of his comrades. He still has in his hand clutched the vial of green gas that he just sort of protects more than anything else.
Yes.
As he falls down on the ground, and I don't even want to know.
Flicker.
In a far room, Floria starts screaming into the mirror.
Right.
All right. He only took 13 damage, so that wasn't enough to obviously kill me outright, thankfully.
Right.
But he is down and bleeding out.
Down and bleeding out. There you go. Good, Floria, what are you doing?
So I'm going to dash out of the room. I'm actually going to use my running action.
Sure.
And then I'm going to... No, I can't cast spells.
Well, you
Yeah,
can
I'm just going to
spells that
dash.
are not concentration.
It's just
that are
dashing.
not concentration. Oh.
Well, I'm going to send message to Warren, Flint's down. And then I'm going to try to grab this Valoria and drag her ass as I'm running.
Warren, you get this message. Flint's down. You look down. Flint is lying in his own grave. Yeah. The
How
evil
far away
Flint
am I from-
is starting to rise up at 20 feet.
20 feet? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you hurt my friend! And just 2 Eldritch Blasts. And then
Make your attack. Please don't miss.
let's do it. Let's do it. I'm like, you wanna go? I'm like, I've had enough of death! Where's my D20?
That's enough of death. I'm going to kill you now, though.
17 hits. It's been
And that was
established.
for the first one. And then this is, we'll just do them both that way, just out of the way. Because, Eldritch Blast. and all
Sure.
that. Nope.
So the first one
Second
hits.
Okay. And that is a
D10 of force damage. There you are, my beautiful.
Oh,
well, alright.
one
One
point.
damage.
1 point of damage. Oh,
And then-
really? Yeah?
Can I possibly sleight of hand, because I still have my bonus action, because I want to send over my little bonus action to, because I see him within 60 feet. I'm going to give him a d6 of hit points.
No. Dead Flint is about, he's 60 foot down, and then he's about 30 foot across.
Oh.
So he's at the bottom of the cliff down in the grave. Good Flint is. Evil Flint is standing on the cliff right next to you. You guys are above the cliff face.
Oh.
Yeah.
I would have done something else. Oh, well, that's too late. Okay. Fine. Then, yeah. I know what to do then.
All right.
I run straight up to him and just, let me see. So, action, I still have bonus action. Yeah. Bonus action, I'm gonna move Hex onto him.
Sure. He is hexed.
On strength, by the way, disadvantage on strength checks, all strength checks.
It's important to know. It is good to know. Flint, you passed your first death saving throw. Floria the Evil, give me a wisdom saving throw. Nope.
Oh my god. I'm gonna lucky that. Screw that. No.
All right.
I want to be evil.
How many points do you have?
Yay! Next round, you
Okay,
snack.
I'm still tied, but
That's it. Evil Flint, there is a young Warren standing next to you.
Evil Flint sort of looks at him and doesn't smile, but just sort of is like, I've been waiting to do this for a long time. I'm going to use second wind and heal up 2 hit points.
Right.
Because why not?
Why not?
Oh, now does this Flint have his arm blade?
Yeah. Or a
now
version
with,
thereof.
yeah, now with the hex, do I make a disadvantage? Oh, sorry. Do I get a no? So hex doesn't affect.
Nope, not for that.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it depends. Like, if you're gonna grapple or do a strength thing, then yes, you would have disadvantage. Any type of strength check, you have disadvantage.
But if you're attacking,
no,
different story.
Yeah. No. No. So
You could just hurt me.
You know what? No, let's make this really dramatic. He is going to disengage. And as he does so, he is going to... No, so he's already used his action set, so no, he's not going to do that. Okay, no, he's just going to... You know what? Screw it. I'm just going to try, with disadvantage, to throw young Warren off the cliff. He's basically... Yeah, he's basically... He's basically turns and he's like, where's your Delu now? I've been wanting to throw you off something for years.
Oh my god. Okay, give me...
Oh! Natural one.
Warren, give me a counter athletics check, please.
Oh, okay, yeah.
please
yes,
roll a natural one too.
because I'm just gonna look and be like, right here.
All right, with that 20, Warren, you have a choice. You can either twist him and throw him off the cliff, or...
Oh, I'm throwing him.
All right.
Oh, wait. As you pull him over the edge, just before you drop, he grabs on and he says, I know where your family is, son.
I don't need you to guide me. I have my real friends. And I drop him.
18 points damage. Evil Flint lands on top of good Flint. And the two of them lie in the similar grave. There is an eerie silence that permeates this entire battlefield. Valoria, you are dragging yourself towards this mess of the world. What are you doing?
I'm hoping to get to Flint. How far am I?
Half a mile.
Oh god.
And dragging yourself is slowing you down even more.
Yeah. I'm going to cast my sending, which I believe they can send a message back, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I'm going to cast a 25-word message to Warren saying, did you get to Flint in time? And he can respond, I believe.
Correct.
Yeah, you can respond in kind.
Not yet, but I'm gonna get him right now. And the other Flint, I'll take care of him soon too.
Okay. Then because I'm not far, I'm going to walk over to the dead Warren, because the machine, the big hulking one, said that the last person who had the time turn device was Warren.
Sure.
So I'm going to check him for it.
He definitely has it in a pouch on the side of him.
All right, so I'm going to take it.
Okay. Good, Warren. You jumping down again? Yeah.
Yeah, no. That's what, like, how far is the drop?
60 feet.
That's right. You said 60 feet. Oh, gosh, dang it! I don't have any more warlock spells. No. I can't cast spider climb. That's why I got it. Whoop.
All right, you jump down.
There's a rope. There's a rope.
There's a rope.
There is a rope. Yes.
Oh, hey, there's a rope!
Oh, that's a rope.
I got it.
All right, you take the rope down. Give me an acrobatics check or an athletics check.
Oh,
You have advantage as you have a rope.
Thank you. Now, is this to actually do this?
Yes, climbing is an action. Yes, we've gone
Makes
over
sense.
time, I'm afraid, but I think it's worth it.
Nice.
Ice, you get to the bottom without a problem. That's your action, and then your movement is to get over to Flint.
Yep. And then bonus action, just gonna use my last D6. Just come on back, buddy.
Barely. There's a flickering of those blue eyes.
Yeah. And and then where's Evil Flint? Is he
right
still
next
alive?
to him. Yeah, Evil Flint is lying there. His eye is busy dimming as life seems to be failing.
Yeah, I walk over and I put my freaking foot on his chest, and you stay down.
Good, Flint. You got back too, so you're not making any death saves. Sorry, 64. Yeah.
Okay, so I as Flint sort of gets up, he sort of looks at the other Flint. He at this point, I'm just gonna take my rifle, put it up his mouth, and just pull the trigger while I'm still lying down. Like I'm just like.
There's this epic blast. Evil Feloria, you have been left bound on your own, as good Feloria has rushed over to Warren a few feet away from you. What are you doing?
Okay. I would have my daggers and my rapiers on me, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to try to cut through the rope.
Okie dokie. Just give me an acrobatics check, if you please. With the daggers gives you advantage.
Ooh, advantage.
No, that's why I have to freaking hurry up and go back get her.
You slither out like the serpent that you are. I'm not entirely sure what you did. Yeah, but either way, both of those will succeed. You have the opportunity of escaping. What are you doing?
No, I'm going to try to kill Floria.
How are you going to try and do that?
So I'm going to grapple her. I'm going to attack her. So I'm going to run up and
All right, that'll be your next action. Cutting yourself free took your first action. The shield golem notices Evil Feloria rushing forward, and with its normal hand, it just reaches out towards normal Feloria. Let's see, hits normal Feloria for 11 points of damage. Why did you partly resist that damage?
I don't know.
That's weird. That was 11. I'm going to give you an additional... because you're down, unfortunately. Because it halved it, so it only dealt 5 of the 11. If I give you the full... If I give you another 6, it puts you on 39, which knocks Evil Feloria down.
I wanted to be evil.
I'm sorry. But we're the good guys and we did it. Yeah.
And the camera pulls back from this wrecked ruin as Flint is being helped out of the grave by young Warren. Feloria is oblivious to what just happened behind her as you lift up the time crystal. But you do look back, and there is just the shield golem, well, the Iron Forge, sorry, just standing there with your corpse of Evil Feloria hanging from its hand. Its lights have gone completely out. And we will return, hopefully, in Season 2 in August. Thank you all so much for watching. We went way over time today, but I felt that we just had to finish it off.
It's the last episode this season, you know?
It is,
Yeah.
absolutely. And thank you to the three of you, Michael, Kai, and Freddie, for just having so much fun playing evil selves. I totally enjoyed it. You didn't get a chance to, that's right, because someone held themselves.
So bad. I had so many things I wanted to tell Feloria that would just kill her.
Literally have no one to blame but yourself.
And unfortunately, this is true, actually.
So I was like, just let her live and get away so that I can try the evil later.
Honestly, we did a lot better than I thought we did against ourselves. Against like our evil selves, we did a
Well,
lot better.
Ironically, your evil selves allowed yourselves to be split up. So, and you did have a shield golem, well, an ironborn.
That's true. That helped a lot.
Yeah. So there was that, but he was severely wounded as well. The irony is that he had just enough juice left to save the day. So
And you know, like our original plans, like we were gonna like not attack ourselves, just attack like the other. But in the end, we just attacked ourselves.
it's kind of how it played out. It was pretty good. Anyway, let's go and have a look and see if there's any chat happening with regards to this. If anyone's left, I don't even know. It's like, well,
we got a few people. We got plenty of people.
because sometimes, oh dear, we've lost Kai. Kai,
No,
what
I
did
think it's
you do?
just her. I think it's just her.
Oh, I gotta peel back.
All right.
Can you hear me?
I can hear
we can
you.
hear you.
Can't see you.
I think my fantasy ground just froze as well.
I think everything just died for you, I'm afraid.
Oh my god, I can't get it to shut down. Hang on.
There you go. Lots of comments coming through. Love this episode. Amazing job. Ironborn MVP.
Ironborn is MVP.
Absolutely.
Well, you know what's really sad is we never actually got to naming him either. Like it was
There we go.
It was just the loader.
He was just the loader, absolutely. So many answers for Warren. Evil Warren P-Break or good Warren P-Break, who knows. Save the Golem. Good show, great episode. I'm just busy bouncing too because Restream has, of course, died on me. I don't know what's going on with that. I'll have to figure that one out. Anyway, August is far away. It is indeed, absolutely. And if it was not for the case that I will be traveling... we'd come back earlier. But anyway,
there was a Rip Evil Warren. We hardly knew you.
Yeah, Rip Evil.
Oh my god, that was. Oh, I had so much. Again, I'm so sorry, Kai, you didn't get a chance because it was really fun. Like just because I've been a little boy for so long in this. Now I love the chance to be able to play with it and just to be so spiteful and mean.
I was looking forward to like shoving Feloria's face in the dirt and taunting that it's her fault for everyone dying and everyone's failures and she's never been able to say Warren and that's all her fault and she's weak and helpless. Like I wanted to get in there and be dirty.
Just be dirty.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
it was like it was cool when he did the whole fear thing, like the whole like Del would have been just like no, because that actually really did help.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I think everyone else had a lot of fun. We're not going to keep it too long here.
I think everyone that we kind of got into the whole aspect of the evil side of things. One thing that's really kind of cool was that no one held their punches. No one kind of was like, oh, I'm going to partially do this or I'm going to do a little bit of that. And everyone pretty much at every single point basically just brung everything to the table as if they were hunting down their own characters. So that was really cool. I was pretty stoked about that.
And I like that direction we had too. Like right at the end, Evil Flint and Warren. That was just like that was really crazy because I really was so close to be like, should I ask for it? I'm like, no, I know exactly what to do with that. That was sweet.
I figured, and then because that moment, and even when Kai saw that moment, she said, no, what would happen? That was cool. That was a very hold your breath moment.
If it wasn't for guys saying that the person who had that turn thingy was Warren, I was going to imagine Floria just hiding in there and just cranking it back. So if anytime anything happened to any of the bad ones, she would just reverse it and then let them go and kill them again.
Actually, you know what? I honestly thought Guy was gonna call the episode like literally when he said that when he was being held by his throat and then we'll come back next time.
I was tempted to stop at mid-combat, but I thought we got to finish this. So when we come back, we're picking up from the wreckage, but we're not picking up the middle of combat. So
Well, because this is a good point to end it, because now it's like, like they've learned like there's so much breaking with time and the dimensions, and there's a bunch of evil people, possibly more, hunting them.
Right.
It's a really good moment where it's like, what's next?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
To answer a question which I think I saw at some point or another, the whole idea behind going into the pit and stuff like that, at the time I was kind of like, if we can get those explosives and things, like, we could use them, and like with Flint and everyone kind of in that kind of battle scenario, there was going to be like this moment where I thought, okay, we have to blow this whole place up, and nothing does it better than the gnomish powder that we saw blue.
Right.
But then as soon as then when Flint couldn't find it, it was kind of like, damn. And then the other Flint got chased after him, which he wasn't expecting. Thanks, by the way, for Loria, evil. So I started getting shot at from disadvantage in a hole, and I was like, no, ow. And
Even Floria saw you in a mirror. I told you she'd be watching.
I mean, it made sense. But
I love it.
Yeah. Oh no, go on.
No, I love Diablo was just like, maybe she keeps finding us as a solo evil Floria. I'm like, I've had that theory ever since we found Floriat, and they said that she's, or they've been trying to find a way to use the rough stones. Like, what if she did?
See, I would absolutely love to see some throwbacks and stuff, and that's kind of what I ended up doing while I was in the pit. I was kind of like, you know what, let's do a little bit of a throwback. Flint's looking for stuff from earlier bits of the episode, like here's stuff from, remember season 1 when we did this? I'll grab something from there. Remember part 2 when we were in this world? I'll have something from there. And that way, I don't know, I was being very cheesy in that moment. Even with the whole like reading an action thing, it was like all about the cheese.
Correct.
The cheese is delicious, because like a lot of the decisions like Warren made in this episode, a lot of like the more tougher, more harsh decisions, was because like it was leading up to like that that oath to the light, and that's what's gonna be happening. Paladin of the Light, baby.
Yeah.
Of the ancients.
There is a question from Rocket Protector who's saying, I wonder why the evil selves were not more powerful than the good selves. Since it's been 20 years since they've been more powerful. So time has done all kinds of weird and wonderful things, and yes, they are 20 years older, but there are all kinds of reasons why it could be that they are not more powerful. The long and short of it, to be absolutely honest with you, is that if they were more powerful, the situation would have been untenable for the for the players as it had been set up. So in this case, it is assumed that the Warren and company, they started adventuring later, so they were older, but they were at the same kind of time in terms of their capacity and their abilities and things. So that's
that, and we would have flat out died. We would have died.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like,
actually, if we
7 party, we would have died.
I reckon even if we didn't have the shield golem, I definitely think we would have died. Like keeping in mind the shield golem's so like what 110 something damage
it did.
from us, and even if we split that between the 3 of us, that's a lot of damage. That's a lot of stuff.
I'm dead. I only have 8 health.
Yeah, there was near death. Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to my wonderful actors. I really do appreciate you guys. You are really talented, and the monologues didn't prove that. I don't know what. So to all of our viewers, thank you so very much for watching, for participating, for our patrons of the channel. Thank you for submitting NPCs and for your worlds. We didn't get to explore all of them, but rest assured when we come back, we will continue to use those. So they are not lost. They are in a folder that will be saved until such time as we need them. So thank you for that. Until then, from me and everybody, I think I can quite happily say, or not happily say, I should say, but I can say thank you, thank you, thank you. And until next time, goodbye.
oh, this is completely over. I thought you were gonna do like a talk afterwards. No, we didn't. Can they still hear us? Yeah, they can still hear us.
Can they?
Oh. Well, I love everyone. Everyone's awesome. Everyone's great. It's been an amazing journey. Thank you so much. You guys are great. Join us in August when we'll come back, I think.
Yeah. No, this is not goodbye. This is just...
we're coming back in August. We'll be back. And come see us in Gen Con and all the other places, because we're awesome and we love meeting people.
Look at all these shirt ideas, by the way. Like all the comments, like the sneaky, the FLINT getting cracked. I love this.
I love hashtag Team Wolfstar.
My goddamn Groundhog Day head. Jeez.
Yeah, we need to actually like invest in a book of 50 Shades of Wolf. Like we definitely do that.
Yeah, could be.
Yes.
We're still
the
live? I mean,
artist.
is this still a thing? Wait, we are still live apparently. Okay, well,
Hell yeah. We're starting now.
deciding now. Yeah.